The following program is for entertainment or educational purposes only and may contain content for mature audiences. Discretion is advised. The Numbers Guys are not affiliated with or endorsed by any professional or collegiate sports organizations or associations, nor any sports book or other gaming outlets. We always advocate responsible gambling. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants confidential help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Ohio, call 1-800-589-9966. In Michigan, 1-800-270-3044.
Live from TNG Studio 8B in one of the farthest geographical points in the United States from sunny Las Vegas, it's the Numbers Guys Better Betting Podcast.
So how much?
Well, good
A
evening.
little more than one of the Giants.
And welcome to The Numbers Guys,
85.
episode number 14, I believe it is. 14. Or, as they say in Spanish, or in Spain, or in Mexico, our Spanish-speaking friends.
I say Catorce?
Torce.
Yeah, good call.
I
Good
agree.
call. What's 15, just so I'm prepared for next week?
Quince.
Okay, Quince. Well, folks at home, you guys have found the best, and I mean that, the best show. We're for finance guys and future possible Peabody Award winners get together to talk about sports, eat some chicken wings, drink some beer, maybe have a dollar drink or two. And we do all kinds of things that our male, age 30 to 65 focus group indicates you're going to love. I'm JT, by the way. If you're streaming us live on YouTube, it is great to be with you. It really is. And if you're hearing us on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, wherever you happen to be listening right now, we really do appreciate you taking the time. And hopefully you would... I'm watching Daryl eat chicken wings over here, making a mess of himself, poor guy.
That's the right way to eat them.
Yeah, we'd
Thank
be...
you for not flashing the camera.
No,
at you,
I'm
too.
waiting.
I
I'm waiting
appreciate
for you,
it,
man.
buddy.
We'll have that on slow-mo next week.
Save that for the
Slow roll.
shorts.
Either way, we'd be eternally grateful for your subscription. I'm JT. You may know me as Mr. Midwest. You may not. I know my boy Tones does. And speaking of my boy Tones,
Always.
for the entire hour tonight, on my right, that's going to be your left. If you are watching at home, we got my boy Tones.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming back, and we have a good show in store.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shout out.
Happy birthday.
Early shout out. Early shout
the
out.
big 4-1 yesterday.
4-1.
Next to Tones on his right. In the I like that shirt in the pink
You like
and
that?
what is that, like a grayish
And you have
steel
pink
steel
shirt.
blue? I like that. My boy D-Dub, what's shaking, man?
Oh man, just scrambling to get here.
Yeah, a little late tonight.
Had to make my picks at the under the gun,
Yeah,
if you will.
that's not going to affect their quality, I'm assuming.
Sometimes gut feeling works in your favor.
That's true.
Not thinking about it too much.
Yeah,
Can't be any worse.
Well,
This month.
I didn't say that.
you've been running into a lot of people talking about the show. I bet lately, huh?
But there's been a lot of activity.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Some people are calling it the new Cosby Show
Well, it's an unusual
because we're delivering laughs at 8:00 on Thursday night.
That's
must see TV.
that's before Bill got in trouble, though, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Way
Hey,
before.
whoa. Tone, come on, Tone.
Allegedly, and
Well,
he also
pop
was.
now.
He got,
Just because he went on Larry King Live and said he puts things in girls' drinks doesn't
Yeah, I know we're trying to
incriminate
just,
him at all.
just make it through the intros here, but on this particular show, which the fine subscribers have tuned into, there is some really great CNN impressions going on. Rich inadvertently did a Wolf Blitzer, maybe episode 3, which was really good, and then D-Dub did a Larry King not that long ago.
for the hour.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Daryl, you gotta get the.
So if you like CNN personality impressions, this is the place to go. But anyway, welcome D-Dub. Thank you for
Jim
coming.
Tagle
That's right.
for the whole hour.
We got my
Those
boy.
pipes.
We got my boy at the very end there, Ricardo. Richie.
Jimmy, you got the pudding pops.
That's
That's not good now.
borderline
pop.
racist.
I can't do it.
I love
either.
pudding pops. What are you kidding me? I'm not racist about that.
I can't do it. Well, folks at home, we do have a killer show, as always, a killer show for you tonight. My money is on this being the best show that we've done where I didn't know the Spanish number of the show.
14.
14. I had no idea what that was. And I didn't look at it ahead of time.
Time to switch over to Roman numerals.
We should do that, which would be IV.
XIV.
XIV.
I believe.
XIV.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Apparently I don't know those
graphic,
either.
Big graphic goes up there.
That's what I'll do. Well,
Or
we'll go to
maybe,
Romans from now on.
X and a bunch of I's.
Could do that too. Just
That's just
add an
kinda
I every time.
winging it.
What's L? Is that for 50?
not positive. I don't
20.
know.
I think it's 20. Is it 20?
I think it might be 50, but if it was 50, you'd have to do like
XL would be 50. That was the
X.
Super Bowl in Detroit.
So
You'd have
40.
to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
X,
Right.
So
X,
40.
X.
L is 40 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you went XXXVIL, wouldn't that be 36 minus of
This is beyond
50?
my pay grade.
Sorry, I'm just trying to
I need my
make it a little more complicated.
I
you
need
know?
my TI calculator to figure this out.
TI what?
Do you remember the
85.
number?
Yes.
T85. There you go. Yeah. I didn't know you remember that.
Leave it to Daryl to have intros go 25 minutes.
Yeah. We should
Did
be
you
on the third
introduce
segment by
Rich
now.
yet?
I did. The incomparable,
Okay.
the impeccable
Sorry.
Richie Rich. Anyway, folks, we do have a killer show for you tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do. We are going to do some libation exploration. Tones had to buy the beer. Poor fella had to buy it again this week.
Peroni
Yeah,
again?
back to back. No,
Back to back. It's getting zapped.
I do love Peroni though.
Peroni
Yeah.
Ice.
So he brought some beer that I don't think any of us have ever had. I'm pretty
I
excited
haven't
to
tried
taste
it,
this.
so
Yeah.
Looks like
Should be a good
Orange
one.
Crush.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a scary can. We'll show it to you guys here in a little bit. We missed it last week. We're bringing it back this week because we got another 30 of these to get through. We have dollar drinks featuring Chi-Chi's margaritas. We're going to do those tonight.
Standard margarita, right?
This is great
This is
wine.
just
Straight up.
the straight up
Lime.
margarita.
Okay.
Yes, sir. In a recurring segment, we're bringing this back tonight too. We're going to the archives here. We have Richie and his postulations. He's going to postulate all over the place. He's going to make a
Oh, my
huge
gosh.
postulation mess here in studio.
Puddle. Oh,
A puddle
postulation
of
puddle.
postulations. Should be a good one. We have trivia, as we do every week, to determine who's going to buy the beer. Next week, we have, continuing what we were talking about last week, we have a better betting tip, and it's going to be about betting basics. Last week, if you guys recall at home, for our loyal viewers, we went over spreads, money lines, and totals. We're going to talk about some exotics, as they would be called if this was horse race betting. So we're going to talk about some parlays and some other things. And then, of course, we are going to deliver our top picks. However, we are starting out. We still have the King of Wings challenge going on. Yeah, so we're going to continue that today. This is going to be part of Game Day Eats.
Game Day.
Hungry.
Whoops, all righty. Oh, no. There we go. Lost myself there for a minute, like Eminem.
Mom
He lost
spaghetti.
himself, Mom Spaghetti. Let's take a look at this, guys. So here is where the brackets stand as of right now. We are in the third match of the first round. We got Chili's versus Papa John's. As you can see earlier, Buffalo Wild Wings and Applebee's has advanced. And I'm really curious to see how these two contenders, how everything shakes out tonight. So I'll remind everybody at home of the scoring system. We give appearance 5 points, aroma 5 points, sauce quantity 5, sauce heat 7, cook 7, texture 7, meat quantity 7. Overall taste is going to be a 12. That's the highest point value. And then, of course, value, which we need to relay to you guys here. I know Rich for sure needs to know what the prices were on this. For a total of 60 possible points. So, as we did last week, just to get a little bit ahead of, so you're not sitting here watching us chew for 30 minutes, these guys went ahead and tasted most of these before the show. Tones, out of curiosity, what are you feeling here, buddy?
I liked the appearance, both right off the bat. I thought they looked like solid quality wings. B over there, I liked it was cooked a little more, char on there. But when I bit into it, I think it was gonna be a little crunchy, and it was way too chewy for me.
Little domino flashbacks.
Yeah, and so the appearance did not match the chewiness. I thought it was gonna be a little crunchy, and it was way too chewy for my liking.
chewy.
I thought was the look matched the what I was expecting to taste, and I think it was just a more complete wing for me when I was going through tallying up the score. Before value, I gave that a 43, and the second wing 36. But I gotta add my value into it. But
Okay, I'll tell you what. Wing A was about $1.50 each, and wing B was approximately $1.05. So B was the less expensive option. D-Dub.
Just adding some numbers here.
All right, you're a numbers guy. Perfect. Makes sense.
I think I have A as the clear-cut winner by margin of like 5. So is that unanimous, or is that a split decision?
I got a 6-point lead for A.
I thought the appearance was a little nicer on A, personally. I don't like that B has some black spots on it.
Char?
And also, maybe, but then also, wasn't it sort of soggy too, or no?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's got char and it's soggy.
Yeah, it didn't match.
But the worst, maybe the unforgivable part is that the sauce is just sort of splattered on there. Where at least on A, I feel like the sauce was sort of, painted on.
I was not a
little
fan of B sauce that much.
bit. Yeah.
I will note that was something that I noticed as well is B. It looks like they just kind of slapped it on the top. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't actually toss them
No.
in the
Might
sauce.
have been in a hurry.
They didn't pull out the
Yeah.
bowl and toss that shit around.
Right? No, they didn't toss any of that shit. They just dumped some sauce in there and sent it out the door.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
It looked like they had a Tabasco bottle just sprinkled a little bit on top.
I mean, overall taste, that's Rich's number one, right? To decide what's a winner.
Yeah, well, you guys are both on A,
Well,
so A will
you're-
advance. But I'm curious
Yeah.
to see Rich's thoughts or hear Rich's thoughts.
I shared a lot of your guys' thought. I actually have a 40-40 tie. There's no doubt the sauce on wing A is far more delicious. The chicken tastes better because I tell you what though, if B had the right chicken taste to it and wasn't soggy as we were saying, it definitely would have been the winner for me. But it was that's what killed it for me. It didn't like Tone said, it didn't taste what it looks like. It looks like it's maybe overcooked.
Yeah. It looks like it's
The
gonna be
only
crunchy.
problem with A is I thought they were delicious. It sounds like it's going on, so I can't wait to try it in round 2. I caught 2 pieces like just full of cartilage, so
Yeah, that's a.
I can tell
instant
it was a
turnoff.
better wing. The sauce was better, and the parts of the chicken I had were good, but just that ruined it for me, and that's what caused the tie on my end. So
The neck. He had the neck.
plus he got the neck.
Save the
that's
neck
why.
for me, Clark.
That's right.
So 2-0-1, I guess. 2 for wing A.
Yes, Wing A will advance. Wing A was our number 3 seed, Chili's.
Yeah.
Chili's. So
kinda
Chili's
figured
took out Papa John's, but I think a little closer than than I certainly anticipated. I thought it was going to be.
It was
a
not a
landslide.
runaway, but definitely I would take A all day over it.
I didn't think there was that nice aroma that you're supposed to get where your nose opens up a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't get that from A, but everything else was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm getting a vibe of the pizza place wings being a little too chewy for me.
Too
they
chewy.
all seem to have that
Yeah.
A
same
little soggy.
composition.
I don't know why that is. Maybe they make them early and let them sit around a little bit, so you get.
I don't.
It's just they're trying to dabble in a market that's not necessarily their.
Yeah, maybe not using fresh wings as much as the other big places. I don't know.
But guys, I can't get over the black the char, if you will.
I mean, it doesn't look like it's gonna be crunchy when you bite that.
Yeah,
Does it?
but
I don't
also,
know.
do you ever get any black char on any wing?
No, I don't know if they're supposed to be.
I think I would like
grilled.
it if it was the texture of it when you're chewing on it matched it. I
Right.
do like a little char, but
I don't know if I've ever seen it. It's not like pizza, where you can occasionally get that. This is a wing.
It's different.
It's deep fried, right? So in essence, it
Supposed to be.
shouldn't have a
Yeah.
char. Yeah,
wings.
I
Shouldn't
know.
have a. They should be fried, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm just an old.
No, I'm with you. When I opened those, they were delivered here. Maybe that was part of it too. They came from.
Maybe
there's
they dropped them on the floor before they.
It could be mopped them up and threw them in the.
I
threw 'em
mean,
in the bag.
but have you guys ever made them at home though?
I haven't
tossed
really
them
made
in the oven
more than a
and-
sandwich.
Yeah,
at home.
oven or
Yeah, you get
I've
some
done
char.
some on the grill before.
You put the barbecue sauce on, it'll char up
Yeah,
in the oven too. I like it a little crunchy, like Tones is saying, but I mean, it was soggy when you bit into it. It was the exact
mean-
opposite.
But what do they do? Do they really do that? Do they put them? I take them out of the fryer, roll them in the bowl, and then put them in the oven.
I can tell you that there's a place by my house, which I know that I think both of you guys have been to. Tones, I don't think you have. We weren't there together, but I know for a fact, Rich, you've been there. They're kind of famous for their wings, the tap over there.
Oxford.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did one time with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And-
good stuff.
Yeah, their wings, what they do is they fry them, then they finish them on the grill.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they're delicious.
They are very
yeah,
good,
they're
yes.
really good. I don't know if that's what that was an attempt to do, but whatever it was.
You were going out of your way not to say what the name of that tap house was.
Yeah, you just go ahead. That's all right. That's all right. We don't want to give exact locations here. Yeah,
Can we get a
it's okay.
GPS on the?
We might as well. Our exact coordinates.
Share the
for
location
every,
with our crew.
every episode. No problem. No problem. So not really a huge surprise, but I am surprised by the that it wasn't a landslide victory.
Yeah.
Which, let's take a look here at the brackets again. So Chili's is going to be facing either Wingstop or Little Caesars. Rich, we forgot to handicap this, by the way, or give the spread or the money lines that you would typically do.
Right.
Pre-flop, what would you have had there? What would you have said, Rich? Chili's.
Probably maybe a 130 to Chili's and plus 110 to Papa John's.
Okay.
Maybe 115, depending which way the money was flowing.
And you did say early on, if I recall, when we kind of announced this, that you thought Papa John's was going to be...
That was my dark horse.
Yeah.
It'd be gone.
And it was close.
I think Wingstop should be heavy favorite next week, I would imagine.
I don't like Wingstop at all,
No?
so they better impress me because I mean,
Nah, I haven't had Little
it might
Caesars
have
wings.
one vote in the Little. I've never had Little Caesars wings,
Yeah,
so I
so
can't
that's-
say. But
Yeah.
They don't have to impress you, Rich. They merely have to beat the Little Caesars.
That is true. And
Cheers
I
to that.
haven't heard good things about Little Caesars wings.
I'm not expecting much.
I'm not expecting much either.
Crazy bread, yes.
Love the crazy.
Oh,
bread.
yeah.
Hot and
Crazy
ready,
Bread's good.
yes.
They're-
Absolutely.
They're thin
Yeah.
crust. I kind of like
Thin crust is great.
1990s spaghetti, yes.
Haven't had that.
Oh, they did have way back, right? I do remember that a little bit. Yeah.
Caesarland arcade
Oh, I
video
love
games.
Caesarland.
Classic.
Spent many years.
But wings historically, no.
Caesarland. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Pizza, pretzel crust.
oh, yeah, that was good. We gave that high marks.
Yes.
We sure did. Let's move on to one of my personal favorite segments. We have a little libation exploration.
Tasty beers or fine bourbons for our face holes to try. It's libation exploration with the numbers guys.
And we are back, Studio 8B. Tones had to buy the beer. I know I said that earlier. Tones, what do we got here?
I went to the local liquor store around the corner here, and I was kind of browsing. I saw a lot of the same ones that we've already touched on, the zombies and stuff like that. This one kind of caught my attention visually. I love the skeleton with the oranges on his eyes. Kind of cool. Cool hat. Looks like a biker dude. And I'm a fan of orange citrus flavored beverages, beers in particular, and pretty famous brewed New Belgium, and then 7% alcohol, which was kind of cool. I just thought this would be something up my wheelhouse. Never tried it before, so I have no clue here, but I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, let me go ahead. I'll go ahead and put this on the screen real quick here so the folks at home can see what the artwork looks like. Let's make sure we got the right thing here.
And
Okay,
bonus
there we
points for the
go.
graphics for sure.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
this is pretty cool. There we go. So this is Voodoo Ranger Atomic Citrus.
Cool name too.
Yeah.
Kind of piggybacking off Oppenheimer. There.
Yeah, you said only 10 IBU, so it's not going to be extraordinarily bitter or hoppy tasting. And
Pretty smooth, I think.
yeah, it's interesting.
A little aftertaste, but
Little-
not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Pretty subtle all around for a 7%.
It is.
I mean, you could knock down 3 or 4 of these and not
And be on your keister.
yeah. Hopefully you can't find your keys at that point, right?
Hopefully you lose them somehow. Interesting.
So you've tried a lot of the New Belgium lineup, haven't you?
I've tried, I think, every Voodoo Ranger they have, which they're typically their IPA line. And this is totally different. It is definitely different. What did you give this a score, Towns?
Not yet.
No?
I'm,
You're still
I'm
tasting?
processing.
D-Dub, you got a score here? It's unusual.
It's a little different. That's why it's taking me a little
It's like
time.
Sunkissed.
Yeah.
What, Rich and I went to college together,
Yes.
you could always see Rich, sitting around drinking a Orange Crush.
Oh, those are good, dude.
So,
I love the orange.
That is that orange taste at the end. It's not. It's
Yeah.
a orange crush taste.
yeah, I give it a solid, and I don't even really care for Crush that much, but solid 7.6.
All right. Richie, got your Pride koozie, by the way, or
Yeah, I
coolie.
do.
Yeah.
So I had to bring it down to see the
Oh,
cool designs you guys were talking about. It's good. The interesting part is it's named a blood orange ale, which usually puts a little more sour into it, but I don't pick that up. I agree with the guys. It's I'd be to stock up a cooler around the pool with this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 7.9, 8, 7.9, 8.
7.9. All right.
I think I'm gonna match 7.9 too. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah. I'm gonna
That's
go
good. No,
I might even go 8.1.
this is.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised.
If
like
it was
this.
a little colder, I'd probably,
Oh, yeah.
probably bump it up a little bit. No offense, Tone.
Yeah, I know.
There's a little a little bit of like a boozy taste on the back end that you breathe out after you drink it. You kind of get that, a little bit of that burn.
No,
No, I'm getting that.
seemed pretty smooth to
Good
me.
though. Yeah, it's really good.
I
I feel like
alcohol
orange.
should have some type of taste.
Yeah, that's true.
Let you know you're drinking it.
Sure. No, I think it's good.
I think maybe to date this might be the sneakiest 7.0 alcohol by volume beer we've had.
It certainly tastes different than a Blue Moon. It has an orange
Yeah,
flavor,
it does.
but not in a bad way.
Better
No,
than Blue
I think it's a
Moon.
good. I think
Better.
I think I would put this out of Blue Moon.
I would take this over Blue Moon. I was worried about that we're gonna have another orangey. But if you were doing the taste test, there's no way that you can't pick this one up out of those.
Yeah, with Shock Top and Oberon, I think you could pick this one out.
Who made the blueberry cream ale? Any recollection?
Sheboygan.
Sheboygan. Sheboygan also has a blood orange. They're very
Yeah.
specific on their blood orange ale.
Blood orange honey, I think it is.
Or is it blood orange cream ale? Maybe.
I haven't seen that one.
No, then it wouldn't be. The blood orange honey. Is
You
what
tried
you're
to
saying.
say. Spent a
I
lot of
feel
time
like
in the
blood
beer
orange
aisle.
is kind of a new.
You're my guy.
New hot flavor. This because
Yeah.
I've gone to a couple places that had blood orange screwdrivers this year
Oh, okay.
for Sunday
Blood
morning.
orange.
Have you ever actually had a blood orange, like eaten a blood orange? I never have.
I have, but it's been a while.
They're good.
They're
They're
good?
good. Yeah.
Did you see that new show, Blood Orange is the New Black?
That's pretty good.
You okay?
That's pretty good.
That was Daryl's best joke. I'll give that a 9.2.
That was the best joke he's ever told. Actually, I think just in 25 years, that
Well,
might be
I-
the best joke I've heard.
Well, I only get half of them, so
He's crescendoing as the time goes by here.
That was good.
usually, you know what? If you go back and listen to the replay, Daryl's jokes are funnier the second day because he'll sneak them past you, and then I'll be like, "Damn, that was funny." I just didn't. Pick
Yeah, I
up
didn't
on
pick
it.
up on it.
This
Subtle.
is not a very risible audience.
I don't know what that means.
Easy
Risible?
easy to make laugh.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we're
So-
pretty.
I think I laugh a lot for stupid jokes.
Yeah, Tones laughs more than any of us.
That's because you laugh at your own jokes.
I do.
Hey.
I do.
Well, guys, I'm impressed with this. Good call, Tones.
Yeah.
This is 2
good
weeks
stuff.
in a row, man. You've brought
I'm
eight level
bringing
beers. in.
quality. I
Yeah,
bring
keep
it.
Tones losing more often.
Yeah, that's right.
I bring the quality.
I can't remember what the damn trivia question is this week. I don't remember if it's tough or easy. I
Is
forgot
it
what I did.
controversial?
I don't think there's going to be any
In nature?
controversy. No, I don't
No?
think so.
Special guest Ed Reed
Controversy.
is going to read the question.
He's going to wear it in a Texans hat, too. Just to give you the finger while he's doing it. Okay, so who? We did Ed Reed? Yeah. That was funny, too. I can see why people think this is the Cosby Show. Let's do dollar drinks.
$1
Holy
drinks.
shit! What are we went on?
Oh,
All right, it is dollar drinks. We took last week off from the Chi-Chis. Basically, the whole idea of the segment is, for those maybe new viewers, is you go to the store anywhere around Metro Detroit. These stores have giant bins of Chi-Chi's pre-manufactured cocktails. And tonight is margarita night here.
when's the bourbon coming out?
Yeah, they don't make bourbon, unfortunately. So they're single serve. They are typically $1. They're usually on sale for $1, but it seems like the sale is ongoing, never-ending sale. And this is their margarita. And as Daryl will tell you, these are all wine-based beverages. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Grape wine,
Yeah, grape wine.
natural flavors.
Sure. Yeah. So this is their regular old margarita tasting thing. I've had one of these before.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Is that sour?
Yes.
smell, though,
Sabotage
is-
the segment.
that smell
What
is
would you give-
overpowering.
What did you give the aroma score?
Yeah, well, it smells kind of like a margarita, right?
Yeah,
it's got
does.
that limey.
Yeah.
It
Like a
does?
salty
salty
limey.
lime.
Yeah.
What the hell margaritas are you guys drinking?
Now, I know Rich likes margaritas. Tones,
do
you
like
a
a good
margarita
margarita.
fan?
More strawberry, not
Okay,
not
you
lime.
don't like the straight up lime.
No.
D-Dub, you a margarita guy?
This looks like the old Gatorade back in the day.
Oh, it really does.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not a big margarita
Wait till
guy.
you try that, Daryl.
That's sour.
This is
Can't
like
Past my nose.
a margarita, wine, and Gatorade all had a threesome and kicked out this product.
I think that's what they were going for. If you read the back
Yeah.
of the bottle,
They mixed a lot of bodily fluids and kicked this out.
Well, postulations getting together and
While I choke this down, guys, tell me what the idea is.
you mean
behind
enjoy that? Is that what you about to say there?
Tell me the idea behind the round ice cube again, and bourbon, and why it's so important. To use
Sounds like a Rich question since he's the bourbon.
ball of ice.
Yeah. What's better, a round or a square block?
for a bourbon, like I feel like the square ones are bigger, and so it'll release more water to your bourbon. So I prefer the square. But if you can come across the Dust Star ice cubes, those are bomb.
Okay.
They got that little indent like the Dust Star.
Yes. Okay.
Very cool.
That's the way to go.
I mean, just just optics alone. Sometimes it's and in Star Wars Night at Jimmy John's. By the way, if you guys didn't know that, I passed it.
Tonight?
It looked like Princess Leia was getting rained out. So
Well, yeah, tonight's not the night to be outdoors. I know the Tigers were postponed too.
Yep.
I don't know if
They
they're.
got pushed back.
they were pushed back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So
Does everybody want to do their best Chewie impersonation?
I'm not good at that.
I can't make those noises.
I can't do it.
Oh boy, that was more Fozzie, I think.
Yeah. Waka, waka. Okay. So Tones, what do you think here? What are you thinking? Not being a margarita guy.
not the best and not the worst of them so far. The peach was disgusting.
I ain't
That was
talking.
nasty.
You guys are crazy.
That was disgusting.
That's the best
I
one.
don't like that.
With
I thought you liked it.
The peach one?
No.
I gave it a 5 or 4 something.
I was the only one that liked it.
the mudslide being the trend, the bar set for me.
Sure.
That was the top of the line. I would go a 5-4 on this.
Okay.
A little too sour for me. A little too much sugar.
Like a 5-4 in terms of drinks or in terms of Chi-Chis?
I would say, yeah, in terms of Chi-Chis, yeah.
Is that how you do it? Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of just do it as in terms of like with the beer, same level as the beer. I don't know if
I
would
would
do
say
that differently.
my
from-
mudslide's the 8, and this is
All right, that's
Yeah,
interesting. I'm just
I
curious
can't-
because I don't do it that way.
I can't score it any higher just because it's Chi-Chi's. So, yeah. I'm not the target market, so I hate to give it a low score, but 3.1. 3.1.
So that was higher than the peach, I think. Yeah.
yeah. My peach was a bad score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
It's not
Richie.
that
Mr.
bad.
Margarita himself over here.
Yeah. By the way, if you get a sugar rim on a margarita, then that's just wrong in every way. By the way,
It is.
Does it be salt?
Yeah.
Salt.
Salt and tequila?
Sure. Definitely.
That was just a little postulation. But anyways,
Side?
Pre-postulation.
I don't know. I was excited. This is terrible. If you like a good margarita, I think
Terrible.
how we describe the 3 drinks coming together in a key party is exactly how I think of this drink, and I give it a 2.3. I don't want to ever have it again. Thank you.
No, I would say it's closer to a true flavor than like the Long Island was, or
Yeah,
No.
that was bad.
I'm not saying it's a good flavor, but closer to what you expect from a margarita taste than yeah.
You took the words out of my mouth, man.
I gotta take you guys out for some real margaritas then.
Well, you can taste
You
a
got-
tequila flavor,
Yeah.
even though it's not tequila. It tastes like
yeah.
cheap tequila,
Nothing says tequila like grape
like
wine.
grape wine. And
It does taste like tequila.
it has
Get
an
you guys past the
authentic-ish
bottom shelf
taste.
of tequilas, I think.
I
I
might bump
ordered
it up
one
for
of those.
that illusion.
Right. Like you'd think you're drinking just an average, mediocre
Yeah.
to not very good
Yeah,
margarita.
this could pass for margarita at
Yeah.
a junky Mexican place.
12.5%
kidding me?
ABV. Yeah.
You could not even call yourself a Mexican place if you were serving this as.
I'm going to go 5.1. It's averagey. I don't know. It's all
okay.
right.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's not great. It's not bad.
I mean,
To
I
me.
have to be like 3 sheets to the wind before you throw me one of these. Like, I would take a Jello shot before I took one of these.
Well, I take a Jello shot anyway.
I love Jello shots.
Yeah. Well,
Wrong crowd.
right. You have a fucking problem with Jello shots, Rich?
I love pudding
Jeez, oh,
shots.
I was saying before I hit the sugar, I'm gonna,
Pudding.
A pudding shot? You ever had one of those?
Like Cosby. Yeah, pudding.
Wouldn't.
That seems like a slow,
Oh, pudding shots are good, dude. Oh, I love it.
because it's like mudslide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, I haven't not had a pudding shot yet.
Oh, you're missing
Sounds
out on life.
delicious.
You're missing out on life.
Ethel used to make them all the time when we
Really?
go to tailgates.
Oh, so good.
Well, I heard Ethel has a drinking problem, so. Is that true?
I'm not going to comment.
All right. All right.
No comment.
I don't want to make her out to be, some sort of a.
Well, speaking of problem drinkers, Rich, how was your time up north? Is this part of your postulation?
Part
I
of
don't
my
know.
postulation.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna get
okay.
to it then. All right, let's do
Richie?
Richie's postulations here.
Richie time.
Where's the damn intro for this? Oh boy, there it is.
I mean, I'm not apple picking in April. Are you?
No.
Richie's postulations. Never gets old. Never gets old. All right, Richie.
I need that T-shirt, by the way.
Now
I
it's your
seriously
time.
do. I would wear that like all the time.
Yeah, I like your T-shirt tonight, but I don't know if the folks at home can see that.
Yep.
But
Everybody
it says
I mumble a lot, so
yeah, it says I speak
speak fluent gibberish.
fluid gibberish.
Which is true. Like I was telling you before I have coffee in the morning, that's the time like every girl in my life tries to talk to me.
of course. Yeah.
Like I'm not up yet.
No.
Like I don't want to talk to you.
Don't even look at me.
I haven't had coffee. My mouth is dry.
Yeah.
How many breakups has that led to?
Too many, maybe.
More
know?
than one, we'll say. What's the over under on?
I mean, I'm up by
mumble
11
breakups?
every day. So I mean, I don't know what the problem is here. So
Oh God.
Somebody once said, when I hang out with Rich, it's like I need to get my hearing checked.
yeah.
Somebody actually said that?
Yeah, that's a quote.
From who?
I'm not going to
Okay.
call
All right.
anybody out here.
We're not calling names.
This will be an off air.
I'm not going to name names.
All right, good. Richie, postulate, my friend.
All right. My first postulation would be
Well, we have a series of postulations?
well, this is all encompassing on the trip. We'll start
okay.
with the trip.
All
Well,
right.
let's go Airbnb. This is shout out to Lauren. She mentioned this, and this is a good. Yeah, good postulation.
You can't do that now, can you?
I can do whatever I want. It's my
I can do it
it's my
anytime,
segment.
anytime I
I'll
feel
allow
like
it.
So we got an Airbnb for the first night around Lake Odin. Not sure you're familiar with that, but that's up in the Charlevoix area, close to Petoskey. So on the picture, they show water. And when you get there, it's the only unit all the way to the end that you can't see the water.
Only
So what-
one.
I mean,
Okay.
that's like false advertising, right? Like you get this nice water view, and then,
Yeah, you can't do that.
I mean, granted, I was in there just to sleep, but still, maybe when I wake up, I want to open up the shade and see the water.
Of course.
I could not do that.
course.
So I was,
Did you pay a premium for the water?
Seaside view.
yeah, it was, you know, probably as much as anybody else. But the other problem was the bed was terrible. So if you had an Airbnb, that would probably be the number one thing that would be comfortable, right?
I would invest in a
Yeah,
comfortable bed.
comfy mattress. You got to
I
compete
couldn't
with Hilton's.
postulate on that thing.
No, you couldn't sit there and think
I
and,
couldn't.
and speak.
Multiple positions did not work. I had to go to the couch to postulate. I mean, there was no. The springs were broke on it or
Oh,
something.
I need a dictionary definition of what postulate means.
I guess you could use it for a lot of different terms here.
What are you talking about? I thought you
There
meant
was no give or bounce or not. It was like you sunk into the damn thing. Like there was
what do you
no-
need bounce to
I was in
postulate?
a water bed.
You need something. You
You're-
need some
you're sitting
springs in a
there-
bed, for Christ's sake. Don't you have springs on your bed?
Well,
your
I think-
mattress?
I think maybe we do
Think
need
of
a
it
definition
like
of
concave.
postulation.
You don't want a concave in your bed.
No, I get that. So it was
Right.
saggy. It was saggy
Yeah.
mattress. Okay, all right, I get it now.
saggy mattress.
Dictionary at the break.
Well, I can tell you, it's something that forms the basis for logic. I think it is.
There you go.
Yeah,
Postulate.
It's
Okay.
a- it's a
The bed was not
postulation.
logically
Okay.
put together. That was
Got it.
kind of a bummer. So
All right, all right.
And then, so all weekend I was around casinos. So I kept putting it off because, like, we're having a good time doing other stuff, and then postulating.
Postulated on a crappy bed.
That was just the one night. We had a great Airbnb with plenty of springs, everything I needed in Traverse City to get the job done. But what I'll say is we had a good time the whole time. So I kept putting this casino trip off Okay.
Yeah, that
To slow your
that
postulation here.
postulating didn't cost you anything.
Yeah, I was.
Maybe it did.
You know,
I don't know.
I didn't want to
Women want stuff.
take the casino trip over postulating. So
Well, so to clarify though, so you were
Yeah.
in 2 different Airbnbs.
Yes.
You didn't. You were okay.
the last 2 nights were in Traverse City. That was a
Gotcha.
nice Airbnb. So
I feel you.
I passed on I think it's I forget the name of the casino up, but there's one right by Petoskey. OG1 or Oba. It starts with an O or something. I don't know. I don't
yeah,
wanna,
one of those
I don't
tribal
wanna,
names.
Ottawa.
I don't want to insult the Redskins out there, but
Oh, jeez, boy, man, what the hell is happening? here?
Ottawa.
No, it is
Yeah,
Ottawa.
Okay. I had it on
hey,
there.
the Redskins are
Or,
back.
or is it
Everybody's.
Ottawa or is it Odawa?
Ottawa.
Odawa.
Ottawa.
Anyways,
Hey ho.
so Turtle Creek, nice looking casino, right? I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys have ever been there.
I've been to Turtle Creek.
Finally on Monday morning we're heading back, and that was the last stop of the trip. So walk in there. It's 10:30 in the morning, right? Nice casino. Everything is closed in there. Like the only thing you can do is play slots. There's not one table open. Who runs a casino without it? I mean, can you open one $15 spot for me to play some blackjack?
Due to COVID-19, probably.
No tables?
No tables. It was also the
fuck.
home of the Caesars Sportsbook, which looked phenomenal that no one was in because it was 10:30 on Monday morning. But
Sure, there's some women's tennis going on somewhere.
I'm sure there was. But like I'm not a big slot guy, and that was all I could do there, and I was disappointed. And I was just like, I don't know anybody that runs a casino that doesn't have a table.
You gotta always have tables open.
It's not even a casino at that point.
It's not
like an arcade.
That's what I'm saying.
Might as well
Like,
go to Dave and Buster's.
I
Yeah,
could put slots in my basement.
sure.
You guys can come over.
Yeah,
on
drink your
Monday
bourbon.
morning. Postulate. Sure, I don't know. Whatever. I mean, it's just
I'm not sure about that.
Postulate every other day.
that I was just super disappointed. Turtle Creek, I thought it looked cool. I mean, just I know it's Monday morning. I'm not asking for much other than one table. And I
Yeah,
guarantee I wouldn't be the only one sitting there.
Yeah, blackjack 24/7. You gotta have a table.
24/7. Yeah,
Have
it's
to
not a
have
casino, right?
Have
Got to.
to.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to have like some weird
You don't
version
need
of
all
poker.
you don't need all the
Yeah,
pits
like-
open.
God
but-
forbid I find the poker room. God, that was non-existent.
But at least blackjack, that's the basic. They have roulette?
No, the only roulette you could play
What?
was that computer
The
thing.
video?
The
Oh
video
my
roulette.
God.
Or you could play the dice where you pop. It's like the pop a dice.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
just-
and the thing pops up in the. You
just
remember that
pound
game?
it.
You remember Trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like pound that shit.
Yeah.
Pound it.
This
That's
does
what-
sound like Dave and Buster's in a way. I think they have that game there.
It was. That's a great way to put it. It was just a slightly better version of Dave and Buster's.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Come on, that's all I got to say.
Wow. Well, let's get our shit together here
Can
around
I,
the country.
Can I do a counter postulate?
A red flag.
I don't see why you couldn't. No rules on this show.
Rich, you've changed, man.
Do you think he demands?
How
Do
deep are we getting?
you think he's too demanding about
I
the
think,
Airbnb?
yeah, he's got a little bougie in his,
Oh, he's a little
in his
bougie
later
in
years.
his location where he lives.
Complaining
He's a little
about the bed. I mean, think about when, a few years back, just to have a bed would be nice, right?
Last year, remember that? Like, goddamn, I wish I could get
Well,
a bed.
How
Now
about,
he's worried about a lake view.
how
and
about the side? Yeah.
when you
the
know
view
damn well
there,
he
right?
just didn't read the print.
I read the print.
then-
I'll
You're
show you
saying
the
it's
Airbnb. It showed
And
the
then
water.
on top of that, there's been plenty of times when we've seen we've been at the casinos and the sun's coming up, and you know how the table games are. They just disappear.
But they're always there.
They need to vacuum under the tables at some point,
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
There's always usually at least one pit open though,
There's one spot
One
open
pit
everywhere you go.
all the time.
For sure. You can just leave me one table. You can clean the rest of the shit up while I'm playing at the table.
Right. I agree with you.
This
Amen.
is 10:30 in the morning. This is not like 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning.
That's when the seniors go, man. They're there at 10:30. You think they want to
penny
play a little
slots.
blackjack? Well, yeah, I guess.
No, but
Penny
every
slots
casino
are-
I've been in, any time, 3 a.m., there is at least one pit open with
for sure.
blackjack.
something going
For
on.
sure. I'm not asking
Yeah.
for much. I don't need the poker room open, which I would have played in, by the way, but I just need a table. I don't care if it's Mississippi stud, Caribbean stud, freaking 3-card poker.
Just have some
I don't
cards
know
to
what-
postulate on.
You name me a table game, Tones. There's like 17 of them. Just give
Panama
me
Red.
one. Panama.
Ultimate Hold'em,
Ultimate
Crazy Four,
Hold'em.
Somebody spent a little more time
High
than
Card Flush.
You name
Well.
it, Stones has played it. Oh, jeez.
Rich. You've changed.
I don't.
Is that the same Rich you
I,
shared
I
a
do-
dorm
hey,
with?
that's what it's all about. We all change.
You got to change. You got to evolve.
I'm not saying it wasn't
That's,
for the better. I'm just saying you've changed.
Right.
Tupac talked about changes.
Yeah, for sure.
So did Van Halen.
Shout out.
Nothing stays the same.
That's right.
I think his anniversary of his death was just passed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Recently?
David Lee
Eddie?
Roth?
They finally figured out who killed him. I think.
He's
Yeah,
still
they
alive.
did. Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Oh, Tupac.
Yeah, they
You
got
talking-
video of who actually killed him.
You talking Tupac or Biggie Small? What are you talking about? over here?
Tupac.
Oh, Tupac. Rest in peace.
Anybody
Rest in
else
peace.
famous die this week?
Dear mama. That little Tay died, and then she turned out she didn't die. Did you see this?
She died and then
Yeah, this ended up showing up in my X feed.
Little Tay.
Little Tay, I don't have no idea who Little Tay is, but
No,
she
now I
apparently I got bad news saying she passed away,
And she came back to life.
and then the next day, Little Tay turned out she's not dead.
Did
After all.
did she get to keep the GoFundMe money overnight?
I don't know. I think she's sort of. I think it must be a rapper
Okay.
or something like that. I don't know. I'm not real well versed in some of the new school rap, but yeah.
Little Tay.
Well, Rich, I'm sorry to hear that about your time. up
Rest
there.
of the trip was great, though.
Now, if you
Okay.
average the two Airbnbs together, what would have been the score?
Oh, God. Well, they do Airbnbs on a 5-star, so I'll do that. I'll say 4-1.
Okay. So the good one,
Out of 5?
the Traverse City one, really
Like an 8-2.
outweighed the bad
The
one.
Traverse City one was one of the nicer
it an
ones
8-1.
I've stayed in.
Okay.
It was clean. Actually, left me a bottle of wine. Me and Lauren a bottle of wine on the table.
nice.
Yeah.
Was it cherry wine?
Did you know?
No, it was white wine.
So Madonna's father
Winking,
was selling his
I
winery
saw
up
that.
there.
The States, yes. Did not go to that one on the tour. But
I like carrot wine. You guys ever have that?
I have
Never
not.
had that.
I would
I
probably
get
like it,
all
though.
and I get all screwed up, but I still see good.
Oh, jeez.
that was a reach. Hawthorne Estates wine, though.
I think when
Winery
I watch this tomorrow, I'm gonna laugh at it.
I think I could watch it a few times and still. Oh, guys. Well, it's about that time.
What we got?
Trivia.
Trivia.
Yeah,
Okay.
want to play a
Brought
little
to you
trivia?
by
Well,
I
there-
can't lose again.
There we go. Brought to you by the
Calling
Texans.
the masters
By-
of
By
that,
Eddie.
Justin's for all your
the czars
high school
of
ring
knowledge
needs.
Is it that? It's that time? No, it's not that time of year, is
It's
it?
the Numbers Guys.
We're about a year away from that time of year. And it's time for Numbers Guys Trivia, everybody's favorite time here.
Used to be.
Make sure I got the right. There we go. All right, so here is today's trivia question. Wait a minute. This was last week's trivia question.
3.
Did you know? Is it 3? Is it 3? Hold on a second. Let me cut back here. Let me find the correct trivia question. How the hell did I do that? It's almost
boy.
not even.
You're really testing us to see. If we
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Here's a different question for you guys. From 2012 to
Holy
2018, how many quarterbacks did the Cleveland Browns draft in the first round? From 2012 to 2018, how many quarterbacks did the Cleveland Browns draft in the first round? This ties nicely into the NFL preseason Week 2 game that's on right now. Got the Braves. Or the Braves. Oh, my God. We got the Browns, right? Yeah. 2012
any
to
easier,
2018. I kind of thought you guys might do okay with this one. You know what I'm saying?
Can you have the replay that question one more
From
time?
2012 to 2018, how many quarterbacks did the Cleveland Browns draft in the first round?
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
From 2012.
Oh, there's been so many bad quarterbacks there.
It really has, hasn't there? Yeah. The question is, how many of those bad quarterbacks were drafted between 2012 and 2018? And by the way, winner doesn't have to buy any beer, and loser has to buy the beer. If there are more than one incorrect answers, you shall Rochambeau best out of 3 to determine who will buy the beer. And if you guys all get it right, which is possible, then I'm going to have to pony up and buy the beer next week.
Then you gotta get okay.
I don't know about this one, buddy. You're asking us not only to look back at a 10-year, no, a 6-year period?
7?
7?
Uh-huh.
But it's also 7 years ago.
It was a
5
while
years
ago. Yeah.
You got to go back 5 years before you start doing that.
It's challenging.
Some nuance to
It's
it all.
challenging. And you know what's funny? They all of the quarterbacks all played college football in the same state. You can imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the same school, but the same state.
Same state.
Yeah.
Son of a biscuit.
And I can tell you there is going to be a correct answer tonight
Why is that?
because I already looked at the one that's over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. No,
Damn.
no pressure.
I ain't buying beer next week.
That's
bro.
right. It's over.
Oh, you don't
It's
know.
over
Me and
for you.
Daryl
Even though
might-
I picked the 2 best beers back to back, but
Me and Daryl might tie you.
Yeah. Oh, you got to think about it. You're going to hurt your head, pal.
The Brown. I cannot think of the Brown.
Well, I think you guys are on the right track. You know there were some terrible quarterbacks there
Yeah, I can't think
that were
of one.
probably drafted during that time frame, right?
Shoot, man.
Yeah. You know, I needed some Jeopardy music for this.
yeah, we
I know one. I can't think of the other ones.
Okay. Well, maybe there was only one.
Maybe.
Shoot.
And I will reveal the answer later on in the show. D-Dub, did you, are you satisfied with what you have written down there?
No.
No?
Why?
I was wondering. You can pass that down at your leisure. Yeah. Anything you want to
Yeesh.
say about it? Ed Reed was not one of them.
I'm thinking of 2 quarterbacks in particular, and they did not go to the same state.
Did you include the movie Draft Day?
I have.
Oh.
The only for sure one is
Yeah, we know.
Something
So
just
that-
dawned on you, D-Dub.
Well, I was thinking about somebody else. He said that I thought it made me think of Tim Couch for some reason.
I think
He was
he's
from
one.
Kentucky, and I don't.
Yeah,
think
but that
it's-
But was that too early?
Too
that
early,
was that
too
was a long time ago. College.
So I mean, it's got to be Johnny Manziel, right?
Yeah, money.
But then, who else would be from the state of Texas?
I'm not saying from. I'm saying
No, from the
College.
college that's either
was,
Texas
it, wait, was
A&M,
Brady Quinn?
Texas
one of them?
Christian,
Yes.
University of Texas, UTEP,
No?
Brady Quinn was one.
Rice.
Notre
Yeah,
Dame.
didn't he get drafted by Cleveland? I thought he did.
Ooh, but maybe
might have got
was
drafted,
he
before-
before 12?
before 12.
Was
I
it
think.
before 12?
He might have been. Was he drafted by the Browns?
Yeah, I thought so.
It was probably earlier though.
Didn't Manziel go to Oklahoma State?
No, he
No,
went to A&M.
that
Oh,
is, and that's where I got it right because no, I'm just kidding. I don't want to.
It doesn't really matter.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong,
doesn't
but
matter.
I went with Manziel and Baker Mayfield, and that would be the 2.
Baker Mayfield.
But there, one's Oklahoma and one is.
I think Mayfield was more recent than that.
I think so, maybe 2. That's why
Yeah, we're going to find out here before the end of the show. So
Yeah,
we'll,
was he
we'll keep
after
you
18?
guessing.
Baker was after 18, I think.
I think so.
They
We'll keep
drafted a
you
lot of
guessing.
QBs to
So
no
the answer
avail.
was 1 then.
I'm not going to tell you what the answer is. No. I'll tell you. Somebody's right. Somebody's definitely right here. And hopefully my information is correct because I was doing this in a hurry and I didn't verify this.
All you had to do is go through how many different
Or no, I did verify this. I think my information is correct.
7 different
Yeah.
NFL drafts.
7
Right.
drafts.
Yeah.
And then Manziel he had to be in that time.
Yeah, he was in there.
Johnny Football, they called him.
Yeah.
Football.
He was a huge success for the Cleveland Browns.
What year would that have been? Like,
Early on in it. No.
I think it's 17-ish.
Yeah, 16, 17, probably. Something like that.
I think it was before that.
No.
15 or 16.
I can't think of anybody else. That's a problem. I have more than one.
Yeah, I think you guys are missing one, and it's probably the one that you're not going to think of. But anyway,
Probably.
All right, guys, we have some better betting tips for our viewers at home.
This is a better betting tip.
After all, we are the Numbers Guys Better Betting Podcast. I suppose we should have some better betting tips. And last week we talked about spreads, we talked about totals, we talked about money lines. And there's some other forms of betting that you can do, which is certainly fun. And I'm going to run through these real quick. And if you guys just want to chime in where you feel it's appropriate, or that would be great.
I have one question. What is movies about, though?
Oh, well, I'll show you in a second.
That's that?
I like to build suspense. Keep you guys surprised. We're going to watch a movie live on the air tonight.
Did we skip over Richie's postulations?
Oh, Rich, did we forget to do that? I'm sorry.
No, Daryl just ragged on it. So
Hey,
we
how was
forgot it was
Charlevoix, by the way? All right. So here's
beautiful town. Had dinner there.
Okay. Here's our better betting tip. First, I guess, exotic or non-traditional bet type that you can place at a sports book during football season. This is especially fun. First one is proposition bets, also known as props. And a prop is any bet that's not directly tied to the final score or outcome of the game. So it's not going to be what team's going to win. It's not going to be what team's going to win minus or plus points. It's something that is not one of those. Is a
Like
prop bet.
the coin flip on the Super Bowl is very
That's a prop
popular.
bet, absolutely. So props can include anything, such as over/under total passing yards by a quarterback, which team will reach 20 points first in a basketball game, will Mookie Betts get a hit in tonight's game, or what color will a Gatorade bath be? Which
Is that a real thing?
that's a real thing.
Yeah, Super Bowl they have that.
They
Yeah,
always
for
have
Super
that.
Bowl. Yeah. So that's examples of prop bets. And there can be literally hundreds, if not more than hundreds of prop bets available for a game for the Super Bowl. I bet it gets damn near 1,000.
It is a lot. There's a ton. I've looked
Yeah,
through
there's
it
a
last
ton
year.
of different things
There's
you
way
can
too
bet on.
many.
Sure. And what's interesting about props is because there's lower betting maximums. So a lot of times you can only put $250 down on a prop or $500 on a prop. If you compare that to the main lines or the main markets, which are money line spreads and totals, those tend to be less efficient markets, which can create opportunities for the recreational better. You guys have anything you want to add about props? No?
Oh, 250 just too low for you? Why'd you throw in that info?
Because the lines tend to be less sharp because sharps aren't going to put 250 on something.
You'd think they'd allow a max on the coin flip, though. You have a pretty good probability of that coming
50-50. Yeah, they might on that particular
Although
one.
I've bet a couple times that the coin's going to land on its side, and I never win that one.
I bet what do you think the odds are on that?
30,000 to 1.
Yeah.
I like sometimes a hockey game picking somebody scoring a goal, or in a football game somebody nabbing a touchdown.
Yes.
a
That's one of my
receiver
favorites.
or a running back in a touchdown. I'll throw stuff on that a little bit just to juice up the game, make it a little more interesting, and ruin, especially playing some fantasy football. You got some players in, and you want to bet on them, throw them to get a touchdown or something. It's helping out your fantasy team and hopefully making some money along the way too.
Heck yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you
prop
can-
bets are fun. I do like prop bets quite a bit.
Good add on to your
Use it
parlay,
advantage,
too,
yeah.
right?
Sure.
Yes.
Something interesting, maybe it's not interesting. A draft that FanDuel was doing
FD.
on the prop bets was not offering unders on a lot of the prop bets. So, in effect, what they were doing was actually bumping up the overs, making them what you would assume would be. This is just from recent experience I had. You think they're a positive EV bet. EV, Jimmy, what's that again?
Yeah, expected value. Right.
So you think there's some expected value there, but then what I was finding is that the odds of those coming in were not. They were just putting a little extra on there because they seemed to have a better feeling about the under. So were they really positive EV picks? I mean, at the time they were based on what else was being offered out there.
So they were better than market price
Yeah.
for the same bet.
Yeah,
At
but
FanDuel.
but,
Really?
but when they're not offering the other side of it,
Yeah. That makes you wonder because then they're on the hook.
it makes you wonder.
Yeah. Like Stairway to Heaven. Makes you wonder. Yeah. No, that's interesting. So, there was. Whoa. Whoa. So that's. So there's no other side to that bet then.
If
so
there's
if you
a
win,
bustle in your,
your hedgerow?
what does that mean?
I don't know what that means. Now you have to ask Robert Plant next time we talk to him.
But yeah, so you think there's something there to that? Is that interesting?
That is interesting. I don't know exactly what would be there, but that is interesting. So they're taking all the risk if that bet wins. There's no other side to
There's
help
no
pay.
site.
So the under
Right.
is the play on all prop bets, is what I'm getting from that.
I got you.
I don't
got
know.
you. All right.
It's just a thought.
Well, that's something we can look into further as we advance our career in recreational sports betting.
Not necessarily, because they have the option to move that line up and down.
They can, but they're
So
taking.
if they
I
have
guess they
heavy
could
money coming
theoretically.
down on 48, they're going to lower it. They're going to raise it to 52, 51, whatever. Right? So they could, in theory, collect on. They're going to move the money
They're
to
gonna
wherever
move
they
the
feel
line.
like they're going to collect the most.
Sure, but wouldn't they? typically you're going to have bets coming in for the under, bets coming in for the over.
Yeah, right.
If there's balance there, the unders, if the over hits, are paying out the overs. At least a chunk of it. The book might be on the hook for some.
Right, but they might pay out some of the 48s. But if you're too late and you're in the 50 and a half zone, you might miss out, and then they'd collect on you.
Yeah,
there.
I guess they could really jack up the line. But what's interesting, you're saying that they didn't. That the lines were actually better or more favorable, lower on a total. You're talking on like a totals, right?
The line's the same, right?
The line's
It's
the same.
odds of that.
Okay,
line.
so the lines are the same.
Yes.
Just odds change.
Gotcha. The odds were
the
just better.
odds were significantly better than all their competitors,
Interesting.
right? So that creates positive.
Yeah, positive EV.
Electric
EV.
voltage.
Yeah, electric vehicles.
And your
I
close,
like those.
your CLV.
Significantly better, or just
Yes.
really? Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We'll look more into that. I'm kind of curious to find out more about that.
I think we just lost all of our viewers.
Yeah, we had we're a little over 1,000. We're down to 2 now.
The California viewers like the EV talk though.
They do. That's cool. That's good. They get a tax credit for that. Let's talk a little bit about parlays. This is everybody's favorite kind of bet. All a parlay is when you take 2 or more individual bets, you combine them into one bet where each of those individual bets must win in order to win your parlay bet. So if one of your individual bets loses, then the parlay loses and you lose all of your stake.
Are the odds better though?
The odds are they're going to be greater because all of those particular events have to happen. So the way you calculate the odds on a parlay is you start by taking the first bet odds, multiply it by the second bet odds, multiply it by the third bet odds, and so on and so forth. There was 4 legs or 4 bets that make up that parlay. You keep going. You multiply then by your wager amount, and then you subtract your wager amount out, and that will give you your odds. The key thing here is you have to take the American odds, which is what we always talk in, plus 200 or minus 150 or whatever it is. You have to convert those to decimal odds first. Then you can go ahead and do that formula and get your actual parlay.
I just let the computer do it for me.
That's really the way to do it. But you may want to, at some point, and there are online calculators too that you can just plug in the individual bet odds, and it'll give you your parlay odds.
Is it true that in Britain, odds are based off of that decimal number as opposed to the ones that we're accustomed to?
There's there's American, there's fractional, there's decimal odds depending on where you're at.
Is that
the
better
world.
than our plus minus or system?
I think the idea is that our plus minus system, it's very easy to identify who the favorite and who the underdog is because there's a
Okay.
plus and minus number.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, versus decimal odds, anything, below 2 would be the underdog, and above 2 would be, no, I'm sorry, other way around. Above 2 would be the underdog, below 2 would be the favorite. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's the way it works. For a 3-leg parlay, if they're all minus 110, which is kind of the standard for a point spread or a total, as we talked about last week, your odds are going to be plus 95. So if you made up a bet of 3 spread bets, again, each one of those has to hit or has to win in order for you to win your parlay. You're looking at a plus 90 or plus 595. Now the thing is with parlays is because they're not giving you the true odds on each one of your individual bets, you're getting the bet less the VIG, those odds, including the VIG. So now you're paying the VIG 3 times all rolled in. So your actual true odds on a 3-leg minus 110 bet or parlay is plus 700.
Okay.
So you're paying quite a bit
Okay.
for that parlay. And it's because you're, like I said, you're not getting the true odds on any legs. The ultimate way to do it is if they did give you the true odds and then took the VIG at the end, made it take 10 points or whatever it is. But unfortunately, that's not the way life works. So that is, in a nutshell, parlay bets. You guys have anything you want to add on that?
You ever heard tell of a rolling parlay?
I think I heard about it episode 3 of the Numbers Guys.
I mean, football season out or college games, I like to throw 3 teams to win, together, or hockey. I'll pick a team to win and the over in the same game or something like that effect. So
I'm just thinking to hit a 3-leg parlay is pretty lucky, but if you had a 3-legged dog, its name would not be Lucky.
It would be Trey, probably, from my experience.
Oh,
Trey
God.
Lay.
Two
That is
dogs I
true.
knew that had 3 legs were both called Trey.
Both named Trey.
Well, hold up. In all serious, so if we bet, let's say I hit let's say I don't parlay the 3 bets
Yes.
and I win them all at minus 110.
Yes.
So I bet $100 on each bet,
Yes.
and now I'm up $290. So I have like $590 in my pocket, right?
Right.
Something like that, close.
Yeah, something like that.
But if I hit them all in the parlay, I have twice as much.
Yeah.
Well, my understanding, Jim, if
lost
you can
you.
back us.
You would win a
yeah,
lot
we
more.
go back to that prior
Yeah,
slide.
you would win a lot more.
I mean, I
in
lose
parlay.
I see what you're saying. The true odds are 700, but I still get a
Yeah.
benefit of hitting the 3.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you win
Yeah,
a lot
oh,
more
yeah,
if
yeah,
it was
yeah,
all
yeah.
in a parlay.
Yeah,
than
because of course you
single
have
games.
to any one of those lose and you're
Yeah.
you're out your stake.
Right.
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 Oh yeah, that's true. That makes
It's
sense.
just something to think about.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
it's all you want
That's
to win.
correct.
We all want to win as much as we can. So if we're feeling great about
You want to
3
go for the
bets,
gusto. If you're confident in 2 or 3 games together, go for it.
absolutely.
Give it a whirl.
So, but the idea. I don't want to go back into the rolling parlay again, but the gist of it is,
Too complex.
Rich, if you took $100 in that same scenario, you're betting 3 bets at negative 110.
Mm-hmm.
So, in essence, the parlay $100 parlay on those 3 games would pay the same as if you took in game 1 you bet $100 and you took your winnings and your original bet, the $100, and put all that money on the second game, and then you got your winnings on that it's almost like $200, like 190 something. So then you won 180 something, plus that all that original amount of 190. All that would be going on the third game at about what 3 something, and then that you put that all on the third game basically. In your scenario, you're putting up 3 separate 100.
But you're
crisp
assuming
100
every game is at a different time, like where I can do that. Like
Yeah.
if I'm betting 3 1 o'clocks, I got to put
Yeah,
them all
like-
on 1 o'clock.
Right, but
Yeah.
you had to put up 3 crisp $100 bills.
But you're saying on college day, like when you're betting 5, maybe you got
Yeah.
2 at noon, 1 at 3, 1 at 6, 1 at 9. You can.
You could figure. You gotta
Or
make that work.
That
in
might
the
be a better
NFL
bet.
where it's a 1 and a
And
4.
I think I'm going to
and
take
an
you
8.
up on that, Daryl. I like that. I like that thought, but sometimes it's not always possible. But I like where your head is, and I'm going to try to follow that logic this year.
Yeah, I mean you only lose $100 if you lose game 2. You won the first one, but then you lost $100, right?
The net effect is the same.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It would be the same payout, same wager. What we had talked about this before is it gives you some optionalities if you maybe decide some bad news comes out before that 4:00 game. You don't have to the parlay you're stuck with
You're
it, right?
locked in, right? Yeah.
This you can say, screw it, I'm not putting. I'm taking my winnings and going home.
The NBA is the worst for that.
Oh, NBA man, for sure, they're brutal.
Last minute injuries and stuff. Right?
Oh, guys on what do they call that? Rust? What's the term?
Right.
Load
Load management.
Load management. Yeah.
Yeah.
that sounds like my
Sounds like a terrible.
that sounds like my postulations.
Yeah. No.
I know. Anyway, I couldn't
ever
say
get put on load
here. It's after
management, just
9
take me
o'clock,
off the
though, so you
show.
can say whatever you want. Load management. But yeah, that's something to think about, Daryl. And that's a great point. That
how
if-
about
Grounds
the,
for divorce, I heard.
How about the poor man's parlay where you only bet your winnings after game 1? Okay,
I've never heard of the poor man's parlay.
I just created it.
You just made it. Okay.
So you bet
All right.
$100 on a game that's even odds, and you win $100. Now instead of betting the full 200, you just bet
roll the
1,
winnings.
and you win game 2, and then you roll all of it into game 3, and now you got nothing to lose, and you've got
Playing with
slightly
house
less
money.
than what the parlay original
Yeah.
3.
There's another way to do it.
Any new viewers?
We're up to 2. The
What's
poor
this?
man's parlay. You know what's happening? We get all of our viewers after the fact. We
After.
get like 100 viewers in each one of these videos.
Yeah.
Or 100 views.
Over the weekend, probably.
Yeah. It's people,
Rich had 20 of them. I had 40 of them.
is that how it had? I hope that's not how it works.
You didn't say unique views.
No, yeah, I guess I didn't say unique views. I don't think it counts every time the same person watches it.
I go to a different computer.
Smart.
You know about the library system here?
80 different
in
computers.
Metropolitan Detroit.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
They all have unique
I'm not a
computers.
reader.
And so you can get an extra view out of
that's
each
smooth.
library.
You've been doing that?
Sometimes 2 per library.
Wow. Well, I think we owe you thanks.
Thank you.
Big things.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that is a traditional old school parlay. The new thing that the sports books absolutely love are same game parlays. And these are fun too.
SGP.
SGP. Or I think FanDuel has the don't they have the rights
Single
to that?
game parlay.
Yeah, or something like that. But one of them,
FanDuel
they'll
sucks.
call them something different.
FanDuel sucks.
But a same game parlay is a parlay, so it's 2 or more individual bets that you're combining into one bet, where each individual bet must win in order for you to win the parlay. Again, if one of these bets loses, you lose your stake. But unlike a traditional parlay, the same game parlay is comprised of bets in the same game.
That's gonna be tough to roll, Daryl.
Yeah, can't roll it.
Are your odds significantly worse?
It depends.
At DraftKings, they are.
Well,
Rat bastards.
for
Don't they screw those numbers up when you make a
Oh,
same
yeah,
game?
yeah,
That's BS.
what makes these same game parlays unique is historically a parlay would not allow for any correlation. So you have the Lions. Let's say you parlayed the Lions to win, and you parlayed with that, you put the Jets to win. One of the outcomes doesn't make any difference to the other outcome, right?
Right.
They're 2 independent events. Same game parlays, there's correlation because you could have Patrick Mahomes throwing for 400 yards, also Patrick Mahomes throwing for 4 TDs, and the Chiefs to win. So obviously, if he's going to throw for 4 TDs and 400 yards, there's a really good chance that the Chiefs are going to win, right?
For sure.
So those are correlated outcomes. And that's what makes pricing and true odds almost impossible to figure out.
Yeah.
Because you can take the individual bets and throw them in a parlay calculator, and it's not going to have any sort of relation to what the odds are you're going to get on the same game parlay because they have algorithms that take correlations into account.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes,
Fancy.
plus they charge extra on same game parlays too. So you're kind of getting a double whammy on that. Now that being said, same game parlays are fun.
They're fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have a good script or a good idea of what's going to happen or what you think is going to happen in a particular game, you can certainly use that to your advantage and bet accordingly.
Fantasy football on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Plus, I believe on DraftKings you get the Sunday night boost.
God, I don't remember. It's been a while now, but I think they had some boosts.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Not
soon.
too long. Right.
Not far, folks.
Yep. So same game parlays, one of the biggest profit center along with parlays, 30% hold on parlays. Did you know that?
30%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're only paying back, what is that? $70 out of 100 on parlays.
You're going to project every game of every NFL week, right?
Every week.
You're going to project out all the fantasy stats for every player. And
No, I'm not doing fantasy stats for every player. No, I'll do
excessive.
totals and
That's a new podcast.
totals and
That's
be awesome.
That's a whole weekend podcast.
yeah, that's a little over my interest level, to be quite honest with you. And then finally, we have one of my bets that I did last week.
Who doesn't
Teasers
like
and
both
pleasers,
these,
man.
Right?
So a teaser is a type of either a point spread or totals.
Are they still offering that this week?
No, I'll tell you, Win pulled all of their preseason. You can't bet preseason
No.
at Win.
I was gonna give you
Nothing.
$100 just to put on your bets.
I think your word got out last week.
I doubt it was me, but somebody definitely said we can't have that.
You could do it though when the actual season starts.
Oh, yeah,
on
no problem.
DraftKings,
No problem.
I thought I was doing it for preseason, but it was the NFL regular season.
Right, regular season you can certainly do it. Preseason, no. And like I said, Win where we
Bama.
put those last week, they wouldn't. They don't have any market for preseason right now.
How about the Nugget?
Nugget 6 points. I checked it. Now, even if it was 10 points, I'd still give them the fucking finger because they suck. Ouch. Golden Nugget sucks. Did I say that last week? Golden Nugget sucks.
Couple
A
weeks.
little bit, but you said it more so 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago,
More
3 weeks ago, I
emphatically.
really said it. So teasers are a type of parlay. All right, 2+ legs, and it's going to be either a point spread parlay or a totals parlay, where you shift points in your favor in exchange for a lower payout. So common examples for a teaser are going to be a 6-point teaser, a 6.5, a 7-point teaser, and a 10-point teaser. So in other words, if you have a 6-point teaser and you bet 2 underdogs, you're going to add 6 points to the spread in your favor. And if they're favorites, you're going to subtract 6 points from the spread in your favor. Now, D-Dub, I know, you love alternate spreads and alternate totals. You want to talk about those for a second?
It's really just a matter of runs or points or whatever the particular game style you're playing, going different than the actual number that's on the money line or the spread.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can buy points, right? You
Yeah.
can say, instead of 5 points, I want 6 points.
Yeah.
However, each point is priced differently.
I mean, like those teasers,
Yeah.
6 points. I think 7 points would basically be double the juice back in the day when you were seeing a guy about a
About a
bet.
thing. Yeah.
It was basically like you could buy it for double the juice, like a point for an extra 10%. That didn't sound good.
I think you'd have to figure out is 6 points a lot less valuable than 7 points?
Could be a big difference.
Could be a
but
big difference, couldn't
Could
it?
be a big difference.
Yeah.
So
So the way that these especially used to work is a 2-leg minus 110 teaser was minus 110. A 6 point. Did I say that? So 6
Yeah.
point, 2-leg teaser
yeah,
minus 110.
and if you went to 7, it would be minus 120.
Right.
Yeah.
Nowadays, a 6 point teaser, a DraftKings, I think, is like minus 130 on a 2-leg. So you got to kind of
That's
look at that and say, is this worth it?
hogwash.
Right.
Yeah, is it worth? Yeah.
And at some point, you might be better off just taking alternate spreads and parlaying those together. But you have to look at it by
not the
the
worst odds I've ever heard, though.
Oh, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
I mean, you got to figure the line is set for 50-50 of the bets will land on both sides.
Yeah.
You're moving in a whole touchdown? That's
Moving
a lot.
in the whole touchdown. It is. So it's worth looking into.
I think
I think.
Rich is in bed with Big Sportsbook.
He is. He's part of Big Book. This guy.
The conglomerates.
That's why he's always talking about DraftKings. They're probably the biggest and
he's
one of
in-
the best. By the way.
And I think he's in bed with them.
He might be
Postulating.
postulating on a
Hopefully-
saggy ass mattress.
Yeah, hopefully comfortable.
Yeah. And then a pleaser, which I don't know if you can get pleasers most places here. In Vegas, you certainly can. That's just the opposite. Opposite of it. Well, yes, you could.
Pleaser. Oh, you can get pleasers.
You can
right?
get pleasers in Vegas all the time.
Yeah, I checked out those prices on those.
So it's just the opposite. You're basically
sure you did,
you're
Tony.
basic. How was the odds there, Toads? You're
Guy gets a
selling
massage
points.
every
You're
weekend.
selling points, shifting points out of your favor.
They call Windsor the
Exchange.
Little Vegas. You ever heard that?
Do they call?
I've heard that before.
Do they call them that?
Spago, one of my favorite Italian restaurants.
Yeah. They have this up there. Anyway,
Ever
that's
go
a
to
pleaser.
Franco's?
Franco's, yes.
Yes. All right.
I'm good.
Well, guys, do you have anything else would like to talk about? There was a little two-parter on betting basics.
We talked about the Cosby
Gentlemen,
Show, right? The
we
new
did.
Cosby.
That's a different topic, but we talked about it.
Rich, you got anything else you want to prognosticate about?
I think that gives casual better, new better, quite a gambit over the last 2 weeks to look at.
Yeah.
Covers a lot
Hopefully
of
with
the
some
bases,
good
the
information.
general
Hopefully help
bases,
some
yeah.
people out.
Yeah, I think it's good info.
You're talking about just better betting tips.
Yeah, I was trying to narrow it down
I'm
just
sorry.
for
I
that.
thought you were just talking about anything.
Well, no, you can feel free to add,
Are we
add
opening
whatever
the
you
room?
want.
That's a whole nother.
Table's open.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Let me disconnect this right quick here. So
Talk about your shirt for a moment while you're doing something else.
it's Chief
You're sprouting
It's not Chief Wahoo, is it?
you're sprouting a feather there.
Chief Wahoo. Yeah,
In a bag?
He's got a bag covering his face because he doesn't want to be
Major
seen.
Right.
He's
And
got- he
he's
got
hiding
banned.
out.
Great movie.
He might be back one day.
8.9.
Might be back.
I think he'll come back.
Yeah,
Just a bit
I
outside.
think everybody will come to their senses someday and they'll come back.
yeah. We'd all like to see.
Bob
him.
Like,
Uecker.
like the Redskins.
Classic.
Great Bob Euchre.
I don't know how they're laying off these ones.
That is a classic movie. Yeah, God, speaking of movies, you know what's funny is on the thing here. Now I have a one of our best subscribers, Carolina Joe. I know I've talked to him about him on the show before. This guy is more into movies than anybody I've ever met in my life, and I
Really?
think D-Dub can probably vouch for
vouch?
that.
Yes.
He's got a
Yes.
cinema room at home.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
got 5,000 movies. You name the movie, he's got it.
As the cause would say, yes.
What's that different than you say? Yes.
Like a Paul Rubin cinema room? or more of a.
I'm not sure if there's any shots flying or if shots fired there.
Back of the head.
I'll ask him. I'll ask Carolina Joe. But he said, because we were talking about different ideas, things that would be fun for the show, right?
He's not a numbers guy.
No, he's not. He's not. We were talking. We chit chat. He's a viewer and a subscriber and a loyal one at that. So we want to make sure that our
Almost more
subscribers are
important than a
fulfilled.
numbers guy.
Probably, definitely
We
more
need to
important.
keep them happy.
We need a producer is what we need on this show. An executive
Yeah.
producer.
It's coming. We need somebody to do that. We need somebody to hit the buttons over here. By the way, there's
No,
been-
I'm not that kind of
Ouch.
producer. I'm talking about a guy that, throws money our way toward
like a
backing
producer
of
in
the
a
show.
traditional sense.
Yes.
Yeah, like a backer. That would be cool. That
You're
would be
talking
cool.
about an engineer, which also
It
gets
is more of an
mistaken
engineer.
for a producer,
Yes,
but
you're right.
that's an engineer.
Probably more a director than a director/engineer more than any producer, right?
Matt
And
Derry's
engineer.
available.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm talking about an actual rainmaker, if you will. Somebody that's going
Wait a minute.
to throw a little money behind
Our
us.
finances.
We got DD,
Yes.
double D, in the chat. He says Daryl Week.
WEEK?
No.
Meaning
no,
it's by show
no,
this week?
Daryl Week. What's going on, Double D? I had said a couple of shows ago that you didn't have a lot of internet capability, and here you are. He's in the chat. Shout
Double
out
D.
D-Dub. Or Double D.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out.
out Double D.
Finally, someone's
He's saying
chatting it up.
WEAK?
Yes,
Yeah,
W-E-A-K.
tell him to go get his colon checked,
Well,
okay?
he could hear you. He could hear you right now.
That's a literal low blow.
You know, yeah.
Literal. Anywho, so my boy Carolina Joe says, what if you guys did once you're done with the wings, because that's kind of occupying a lot of our show. What if you guys did, excuse me, a brackets with the greatest gambling movies of all time?
Tell Carolina Joe he knows already that it's The Gambler starring James Caan.
Jimmy Caan. That's actually one of them, and he was kind enough to go through and give me his.
What's his-
16.
I'm going to guess his 16
Casino?
movies right now.
All right, don't look at the monitor.
Don't.
All right, don't look at
Can
the
I throw
monitor.
some
We'll
names
do
out?
this. Let's see. Yep. Let me see if I can kick this over here. It's going to be this. Here we go. So here is Carolina Joe / Cinema Joe's 16 top.
Don't look.
Yeah. Okay. You don't look.
Don't look.
Don't look.
Okay.
Yeah. Start naming movies.
Rounders.
Yeah, Rounders.
On there.
Casino.
Yes.
Not on there.
Oh, come on, dude. I don't like this list already.
Not on there.
He said, Anthony said that, not me.
Casino's not. You said yes.
Not on there.
That's not a gambling movie, though.
Yeah, it's casino related.
I don't think so at all.
What was the one with Giovanni Ribisi?
Oh, hold on, Daryl. You got 15 to go, and you're trying to cut down the one. Look, throw some out there. Let's go. You know
Yeah.
some of these.
Rounders.
Swingers
Rounders
in
for sure.
Casino.
Swingers not on there.
You got The Gambler, though,
Swingers
with,
is not
with James, Jimmy Caan.
Yeah. Gamblers on there. Yeah. Just because there's a gambling in the movie, I don't think.
Ocean's 11. There's
No,
not on
tokens. You're eliminated. That's like
Yeah.
4 bad
they're
guesses.
playing. They're gambling in the.
Yeah.
Like just because they
Maybe it
gamble
didn't
one
make the
time.
list.
Rich can probably tell us one here. With it was a recent movie about a military guy who came back from
I'm thinking
his
that
tour of
other
duty.
one you told me about with Ryan Reynolds. Though it was like Mississippi Stud or something like that.
Mississippi Stud. Yeah, that's on there, right, Jimmy?
Is that Mississippi Stud or Mississippi Grind?
Grind.
It could be Grind.
That's on there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The
And I'm
Cincinnati
thinking, Daryl,
Kid.
you introduced me to also two
Yes, that's on there.
Thank you.
two movies back in the day in college about pool.
The Hustler.
Definitely on there.
Color of Money.
Also on there.
That's one of his favorites.
All right, I'm helping you out here,
Cadillac
bro.
Joe.
Yep.
So how many are we up to?
It was quite a few. I'll just go ahead and run down the list
well,
real quick
I'm gonna
here.
keep guessing here.
Well, we could guess movies all night.
Come on.
But-
Let me get one wrong.
You already got one wrong.
That was Anthony.
I don't know. So it's Guys and Dolls.
Oh,
These are going in
Nathan Detroit.
year order
I
chronologically.
agree with 21. Should be that's
Yeah.
a big one.
Bob the Gambler,
21's
The
a great
Hustler,
movie.
Bay of Angels, The Cincinnati Kid, The Sting, The Gambler, California Split, Color of Money, Maverick,
California
Rounders, Croupier,
Split.
21, Mississippi Grind, Uncut Gems, and The Card Counter. And he even went as far as to do me the
Oh, the card counter was the
do me
one
the
you were
solid
talking
here
about.
Yes,
and bracketed
yes.
them for us.
Nice.
So we have these all laid out.
He's got a movie in there that's a French new wave film, I believe. What's
The Croupier?
It's British actually.
The croupier.
what was the name of that film?
Croupier, which means dealer. It's a dealer. Another name for a dealer.
Bob the Gambler. I don't even know that
I'm
one.
unfamiliar with.
I don't know that movie at all. I don't know Bay of Angels either.
Well, I'll tell you what. Carolina Joe also linked all these right in the sheet here to IMDb. So Bob the Gambler.
Yeah,
This
I don't
was
watch
an old
anything in
one.
black and white.
I don't know
Sorry,
if that's-
Carolina.
yeah,
Joe.
let me,
Except the Hustler, that was cool.
1956.
It says here basically, yep, it's 1956.
Let's whittle this down to 12. I'm not watching Guys and Dolls.
Yeah,
No one cares. That's gonna lose.
X'd out.
Bob the Gambler may be subtitled. It may have been French.
yeah,
That one's
Bob La
gone.
Flambieur.
that's the one.
Cut it out.
All right. Well, let me just ask you this: Are we? Is this something we want to do where we'll maybe just watch one movie a week, not together, but in our own time, and then we can go through and we will bracket them out after the wings. Maybe
I think we need a concentrated bracket.
Uh,
An
just-
8.
you know what? Next week, give me the top 8 of these. I'll tell you what what the best one is. I mean, we got football coming. I don't have time for watching 1964 movies.
Yeah, I would say the top 8 maybe.
Top
I mean,
eight.
Daryl's going to argue everything anyways, and he's going to have his own top
Well, I've only
one.
seen like
and-
3 of these,
and
I think.
Honestly,
Put it up there again, buddy.
Put it up there again.
I would have
Yeah.
a lot of research to do here.
Daryl's a pretty good movie connoisseur. I mean, Maverick, come on. There was one scene where he pulls out a freaking, 4 vases at the end or something. That's not.
Maverick. Is that the Mel Gibson joint?
Yeah. That's not a gambling movie.
Richard Donners? Didn't he do Gremlins?
That was the Mel Gibson movie.
Come on.
That's a
California Split is an interesting one.
The
That guy
Sting?
is a real degenerate.
Was The Sting really a gambling? That was a good movie, but I didn't really.
It was geared
How about,
around gambling, sure, yeah. I
what-
give Kakalaki
Would
Joe one.
Rain Man be a gambling movie?
No, you're getting caught up in that like thing where somebody does a gamble in the movie, and so you're
Oh, it
putting
turns
it in.
into it.
I mean, where's
key
the?
pick.
I'll tell you what. If you're gonna put that, if you're gonna go on that list,
Show
you
us
could-
the seating.
how about the James Bond movie where he plays Texas Hold'em?
Casino
Oh,
Royale.
even the
Yeah.
last John Wick movie, they had an important scene.
So,
I didn't
the
see
table.
that one yet.
Yeah.
John Wick 4.
do we
Yeah.
have the
Quattro?
actual seating here?
It'll be one. Bay of Angels is one on the
No,
east side of the
no,
board.
Joe. I love you, buddy, but the Bay of Angels is not a 1 seed in anybody's.
I think 21 would be a 1 seed.
Followed by the Gambler. on the
21.
other
No, the
side.
Rounders would definitely be a 1 seed.
Rounders would be. Are we giving 4 1 seeds out or 2?
I mean, I like the Gambler, but you guys don't probably know that movie,
No,
right?
I don't.
So I mean, I can't put that as a 1 seed. I mean, the Cincinnati Kid that's probably a 1 seed. Color of Money, obviously, in The Hustler, right? So Rounders is a 1 seed. The Hustler is a 1 seed. Color of Money is a 1 seed, and I don't even like that movie. I'm just saying everybody knows The Color of Money.
yeah, it's definitely not a 1 seed. but I mean,
And the Cincinnati Kid is the other one that's probably sort of a
who's in that movie? Paul Newman or something?
no, son of a biscuit. I'm bad with names, but
Cincinnati Kid?
The Cincinnati Kid is the guy from Bullet.
Bring up the link to that, Jim.
What's his name? God, how did I forget these?
Cincinnati
He's basically
Kid,
James Dean,
1965.
the James Dean of gambling.
See if I click on this.
James Dean of gambling.
Yeah,
James Dean of Gambling.
yeah,
Oh, Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen. Anne Margaret, Steve McQueen.
Oh, and Margaret. I'll watch that.
I'll watch anything with
She
Anne
was
Margaret.
a supporting actress in that movie, and maybe Carolina Joe can put in the comments who the lead actress was in that movie.
She was hot
Yeah,
when she was
I don't
like
know if I-
65.
I think he's out
Yeah.
of town. I don't know if he's watching tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Well, come back next week. Daryl will tell you the best movie of them all.
I agree, Joe, that maybe your Bay of Angels is maybe that's the best one. So you're saying it's a 1 seed, but for practical purposes here, 1 seed isn't always the best. It's always the one that's kind of known for whatever it is that you're doing. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Let's discuss how we proceed with this. Maybe we trim it down a little bit, and we can seed them, and we'll go from there. But I think that's a good start. So I appreciate subscriber
Fun
Carolina
topic.
Joe.
Definitely
Yeah.
a fun topic.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's move on from that, and let's look at our performance year to date. No, that's not our performance year to date. This will be our performance year to date. So lifetime, none of us are really going lights out here. Rich down 4.21, minus 1.81 units. D-Dub down 5.78 units.
Had a rough 30 days. buddy.
Man, your 30 days
kinda-
almost wiped your ass
I
out.
kind of
now.
blame you.
Why do you blame me?
You kind of put the hex on me.
You told him you're going to start fading.
Well,
him.
I told you.
You'd be up 77%.
I didn't think I'd have to fade. You'd be
God.
that faded.
Jeez.
Yeah, you were washed with bleach. You're so faded over
Well,
here.
better now than in like September, right?
Yeah, no, there's still time to come back. Tone's no longer in the basement, by the way. Down 13.68, and I'm down 0.94.
Mr. Midwest, Mr. Break Even.
Yeah, pretty much even, I guess. Minus.
I'll
minus
tell you what, though, if you
0.33
like
units.
roller coaster rides, get on the Dub train because he's coming back
Ooh,
soon.
I think so too. I think so
Is
too.
he make a run up?
I definitely think so.
There's nothing more fun than being on the edge of losing all your savings and
And then-
having twice
and
as
then make a
much
hell of a
the
run.
following month.
Yep, that's good.
Right. So Richie, well, you went 3 for 3 last week. You want to talk about any of your
Yeah.
successes?
I think I'm gonna keep rolling with it, but I think I did 2 units and 1 unit on the Lions, and I went with Inter Miami, and I think there were 2 of my units. And Messi is
He's tearing it up, dude.
he's kind of making it look
Nonstop.
like the USL is the bitch of European soccer right now.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
he's every game. Goal,
Every
goal,
game he scores. I think he scored one from midfield just to show off this
Yeah.
week.
Yep.
So
He's showing the
you're going to see a
talent
lot of
differential.
similarities. I'm going to keep rolling with what I got hot right now. So
Rolling
Stick
on the
with me.
Messi train.
rolling, as Daryl was saying.
That's right.
Rolling.
What?
D-Dub, you didn't have a very successful week last week. Is there anything you want to
It's about 4 in a row, buddy.
4 in
I
a row
blame
of-
you.
okay.
You're the reason why.
All right. That's Taylor Swift.
Can you?
Isn't it? No.
I don't think so.
No. Who is that? I blame. Oh, I'm thinking of the Who.
So I had a pool party a couple months ago,
Yeah, sure.
4th of July, so 1 month ago.
Gotcha.
And Rich came over, and so I knew I had to put some Taylor Swift on the.
Because
God
Rich,
damn, she's terrible.
I appreciate
no,
it.
I like Taylor Swift.
She's got some catchy
Come
tunes.
on,
There's some
catchy.
She says this one, and I'm telling you,
Talented.
this is the worst song
Talented,
I've ever heard.
Writes all her own
She
stuff.
says like, God, what did she say? She's like,
You don't get the Swift S
something
after
that's,
us, dude. We'll be done.
"Hi, it's me.
It's
I'm
me.
the problem."
I'm
oh
the problem.
my
It's
barf,
me. All right.
barf-tastic.
You don't like
It's not
it.
bad. How about
All
like,
right.
it's like karma, like a cat purring in your lap? No?
So I don't like her.
I don't think Daryl's ever heard
Not a
that one.
fan.
Not a fan. Okay. All right. That's
And
reasonable.
then YouTube Music, it starts curating a playlist based
Oh,
on
yeah.
what you accidentally
Like
play.
Taylor Swift. Things like Taylor Swift. Sure.
My God,
Yeah.
the stuff that this.
Probably the most talented artist of our lifetime.
Well, I don't know.
$2 billion concert
Straight
tournament.
face.
I mean,
She writes all her own stuff. Like you can
I
relate
can
to half the
respect
stuff
that. I
she
can
writes.
respect
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
like, you know.
I respect her as an artist. I really do. Yeah,
A lot of musicians do that, though, right?
I understand that, but I
Many.
mean, like, not everything's relatable, though. Like, she makes a lot of things relatable, and I think that's why a lot of people like her. I'm not saying it's up for everybody, because I get poppy things are not for everybody, but, you know,
Not for me.
she started off country, and she went mainstream. I mean, the girl can do everything.
She's a little bit country. She's a little bit rock and roll.
She moved from, was it Pennsylvania that she was born to be
Pennsylvania
to
to
Nashville?
Nashville.
Right? Yeah.
And I'll tell you the one thing that is cool is like a couple years ago, she didn't have the option to buy her own catalog back. So she
Oh.
basically was like, fuck you, I'm going to re-record all my albums. And they're called the Taylor version. And like all her fans don't listen to anything else. They listen to her version of music.
Oh, good.
So she was like, you know, screw you. Like
Does she get all the money then? She doesn't get all the money though.
she gets
has
all
to
the
get-
money when you listen to her version. If you listen to the pre-recorded version,
yeah,
she
but
misses
does,
on
does
that.
it have to be enough different? I mean,
She
the
adds
differentiate-
songs to the new albums.
Okay,
and then
to-
but you know, obviously, like some of it's different because she's older than she was when she recorded it initially.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
but-
never passed the bar, but I know a little bit. And my understanding is if they own the rights to the songs, they're still getting a cut of those new recordings. She's
No.
just double dipping on how much of she's getting.
Are you
think
flagging Rich? Or what?
If it's the same
If you're
exact
gonna- if you
song
wanna make it
lyrics,
official.
yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, if it's similar, you know.
I don't know the answer.
I'm not going to flag them
Okay, no
because I don't
flag. No
wanna-
flag on the
I don't know
point.
the answer either,
Pass
but I'm
on
telling
any
you what
of
she
my
does, and I'm
Alfredecos.
going to guess she does it to make herself a lot of money
would
and
think.
fuck over whoever didn't
Well, I
offer
mean-
her the catalog.
Yeah.
That makes
Either way,
her,
she's
that
making
makes
a
her a
ton of
good
money.
musician when she does something
Well, a lot
like
of
that.
times,
Shrewd
like
businesswoman.
she'll change the song from like 5 minutes to 10 minutes because she meant for it to be longer, but she cut it down for the record label.
Oh,
So it's a different song when she sings
I
it.
can
Yeah, that's true.
appreciate
If
that.
you do that much of a change, yeah.
yeah. Oh, good for her. Good on her.
I don't know.
Good on her. Anyway, that's some Taylor Swift talk. Didn't expect to hear that tonight. Tones, you
We
went
could make
to
that a regular segment.
Taylor talk. Taylor talk.
I rode some World Cup women's overs that I have lucked over the last 2 weeks and hit 2 out of 3. And both of the winners were plus, I think one was like plus 125, and I think the other one's like plus 105 or 110. So worked out to be a pretty good week when you add those two together. So I'm chipping away, and yeah, I started real negative, and I'm hoping I get in the black or green for next week.
You've certainly been on the right path. In the last 30 days, I'm looking at those numbers again. You had some positive stuff that just happened to fall off because you were
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was positive last week for the
That's a-
30-day
right.
period.
That's
you
a
know,
rolling
Tones,
30 days.
The first step is to get out of that basement because you've been in there a long time.
yeah,
brother.
you're making your way out though, man.
Yep.
You are making your way out.
Hats off.
I like that.
If I
Hats
had
off to
a hat,
Roy
I'd
Harper.
eat it.
Yeah.
I like that hat, by the way, too.
Yeah, just got it for my birthday.
You can
is
tell
a
it's
cool
got
hat.
that nice bend to it.
Yeah.
It's got the off color,
Yeah.
a little silver, maybe.
Ready for lion season.
I like that, man.
Rawr.
What did I do
Pre-bent
last
hat?
week? Oh, you know what I did last week? Do you guys remember this? This was the 10 point, 3-leg totals over totals teaser
For first preseason game.
for the first preseason game. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
I want to do it again.
And had you did those, you would have went with if you did every combination. So if you took and did every combination of every team,
Okay.
3-leg parlays on a 10-point over totals teaser this past weekend, you would have went 455 and 105.
Oh, so you went 0-3 for the picks.
I went. The only game that didn't come home was the Dolphins and Falcons. Dolphins had 3, Falcons had 19. That was 22 total points. We needed 27
Oh, wow.
on that one. So that was the
Come
only
on.
game that messed you up.
Besides
Besides
4-1 on that. And you,
Yeah. So the correct pricing, they were all minus 140. If you guys recall, the correct pricing should have been minus 335. So you had 20% EV.
That's just good.
Yeah. Now, on the picks that I showed on the show, one of those didn't come home because it had the Dolphins and Falcons game in it. So I was two wins, 1 loss on the show last week,
So you
I'll
won. You were plus 100.
plus a little bit. Yeah, they were all minus 140.
So you were not plus 100.
No,
Meaning
I went
one
up a little
unit.
bit.
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah, not
It's
bad.
plus.
Not bad.
That's
I'm taking
nothing to brag
I'll take a plus
about.
anytime. Well, then you look at if you did it outside of the 3 picks, I did like actually 12 of those at WinBet,
If you called the gym hotline,
10 and 12.
that was a whole nother matter.
10 and 2.
Say it again.
If you called the gym hotline,
Yeah, that's an
went-
extra charge for that.
you went
That shit ain't
405
free.
and 105 last week,
That ain't
or whatever
free,
it was.
man. Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good. So,
So you tell me you can't get that anywhere? We
You
can't
can't
go
get-
on.
you can't get
What
it
about
anywhere.
that Indian place down that I hate?
tried it. No,
What's
can't
that?
get it anywhere.
What the hell is that place called?
Gun Lake,
I'm like, yeah.
not available.
Not available.
Can't get them. And this week the totals are higher too. So they, you know,
I don't care.
Oh, they adjust because the starters are.
Do we all need to like,
Stars are
sign up to
more-
a new like casino to see if we can get this 10-point?
I think
spread?
next year, because I don't know if WinBet's going to be here next year. They pulled out of everywhere, but like here in New York, I guess.
Pulling out sucks. But
Yeah,
I
you don't
mean,
wanna
they
pull
still
out.
have because they still have a place in Fort Field, like their own. They have a bar, a WinBet bar in there.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Fort Field? Okay.
Oh, I didn't know they
I
had
have to
that.
check it out.
No, that's interesting. But if they don't offer it next year, I'll go somewhere that does and put them in.
Offshore.
If you find it again,
I'll go to
just
Ohio.
Let
I mean,
me
it's
know.
stupid. Why
We'll
wouldn't
start
you
an
do it?
LLC on that thing.
Yeah, blow them up. Yeah, it's
That's where you put the house. That's a jam it,
ram
ram
it, jam it. I mean, there's not too many things that is like a gift like that
Like
from
that
the
far off
from the gambling
where it
gods.
should be.
Right.
The records you have thrown out there have been staggering.
It's insane. Right. So I'm looking to do that now. Again, this week it wouldn't necessarily make as much sense, although I would have done some of them, but you can't get
You
them.
find any of them, I'll do them all. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I know what
got
you're
a lot of
saying,
bourbon
man.
to put up. Let's go.
I know what you're saying. All right, guys, it is time for the top picks. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Roll it.
These are the top picks.
First to go, as always. Oop, that's trivia. All right, here we go. We got my boy Richie Rich. Richie Rich, your top pick, sir.
I smelled success and I'm not letting it go. So Lions are at home again. I know they're missing. They're not planning on playing any of their core players, but I just think they come to at least show up and they're gonna give their fans something to watch. I do think Teddy Bridgewater, by the way, I almost thought about putting 2 units on this, is gonna play a little bit. He might be the best player out there, so I'm gonna take the Lions +4. And
like
then
that.
until I see somebody beat Messi, I won't believe it because the guy scores like every game at least once, sometimes twice. Inter Miami's interesting because they're like the worst team in MLS soccer, so I'm wondering if they have enough time left to make a run to the playoffs.
Oh,
And
really? Is it, they were the worst team.
They
going
were the
in
worst
before Messi
team.
came aboard.
They were the worst team for a while. I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't looked at the standings because they haven't started up in a while, but I'm curious on how that's going to play out. But I'm going to put 2 units on Messi to win the League Cup. He's just been dominant, so I'm going to keep rolling with it.
So you said the odds for this next game is -105 for Inter Miami?
Yes,
Have they won every game since he's?
they've won
Yeah.
every game
Since he's been around?
Since he's been there,
At
And
margin, too. I don't think they've been scoring a lot of
I don't think.
lot
I
of
think
goals.
maybe 1 game win to kicks. So you could lose if they tie and they go to kicks or something like that. But
Okay.
That's
I don't know.
interesting.
He's just been so good, and I know Nashville's a decent team in the MLS, but right now Inter Miami looks like the best team. Is going to be the best team in the league just because of one guy. I remember when Beckham came, and I think he was so washed up that he wasn't.
He didn't
wasn't
have
much.
He didn't have the impact. That
No, he couldn't bend it anymore. He couldn't do all those things he was known for. But I don't think he made an impact like Messi's going to make an impact. I don't know what their age was or anything, but maybe guys just play better now because when they get older than they did for various reasons. And I'm really curious on how the season's going to end up with Inter Miami. If they can have enough time to get into the playoffs, it could be interesting to watch.
Yeah. All right, man. We got my boy D-Dub.
Yeah, I got some positive EV picks as always. Making sure we're getting the best number out there. And then we're taking some underdogs, preseason underdogs. Preseason, anybody can win these games, right? So you might as well get some good odds on it. Plus 240, plus 164, Bengals and Niners. And then we got a goofy, I think you typed that in wrong, Jimmy, in the third game.
Our graphics people are going to have a word with
Son of
them.
a gun. It's just MLB. It's not NFL. But nevertheless, under 3.5 in the first 5 innings, the Diamondbacks and Padres. It's also going to pay plus 148, a nice number. So coming back next week and looking to be...
That's tonight with 1 minute to go, so get that bet in right now, folks.
Yeah. Hop in.
Oh, my gosh.
Log in.
That would suck if you didn't get that in.
Got to
time.
get it in. Got to get.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, that's...
get it
so
in.
that's a first... what did I say? First 3 innings?
Active business tonight.
Under 3.5, first 5
First
innings.
5,
Alternate total.
So, FanDuel, they call that first 5. Some other ones, like DraftKings, call it first half. I don't
Gotcha.
know why they do that, but nevertheless, get it in right now. Under 3.5.
Get
A
it
lot of
while you
people
can.
are saying... A lot of people are saying that's a great bet.
Was this supposed to be Donald Trump you're doing?
Is that better than last week?
No. It still
I don't
sucked.
know.
Still sucked.
It's kind of like a Musburgery.
Yeah.
Spurs.
A lot
right.
of people are
We're
saying...
live.
You're looking live.
Okay, tell
I'm working
us.
at it, though.
Here we go.
I'm
Here's yours, my
workshopping
friend.
that.
Okay, starting off, Dodgers, hottest team since the All-Star break. I think they're going to keep it rolling at home. I took the minus 1.5 line and plus 135 on that. Keeping with my hot over on the women's soccer World Cup games. I'm doing 2.5 over Spain versus England coming up this weekend. And then I think just Baltimore's offense, too much for the Athletics, minus 1.5. And
I like that one
It's
a lot,
about even
sir.
though minus 105, but I feel pretty
save
good
along.
about that. So
Fading them.
Yeah.
We're fading them. I like those
Fade
things.
days.
I like that. I especially like that Dodgers minus 1.5. That's tonight.
yep.
I can tell you. I think that the Dodgers win the game outright, I think I might have something good coming home to Daddy tonight.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've been trying to follow some baseball over here, and I'm watching the football game at the same time.
Who's playing tonight?
Tonight you got the Browns and the Eagles.
The
Browns
Browns.
and Eagles.
Browns
Topic
and Eagles.
of trivia.
Yeah, was it? That's why it became the topic of trivia. Here's my top picks. This is going to kind of go somewhat along with last week. I think these totals are too damn low still. They're still too damn low. There's no reason why any of these totals shouldn't be 41. There just isn't. So I'm going overs. Now, there's no teasers here. I'm going over the 37 for the Titans and Vikings. I'm going over the Patriots and Packers, 36.5. I'm going over on the Saints and Chargers, 37.5. These are all two of the are at FanDuel, one's at DraftKings. One's minus 115. I'll be happy to take that little additional juice there. And I can't see why these point totals aren't at 41 or at least 40. You know what I mean? They really should be.
I mean, goofy about the preseason, just to jump in there, is some of these guys in the fourth quarter cannot play.
They can't play. Yeah,
I mean,
you lose
now,
some of that
now
fourth quarter
granted,
spark. Absolutely.
you can get points that way, but it seems like it gets really sluggish in the fourth quarter with the preseason.
It does. And they have a tendency to be slow starts, too. Last year, if you went and looked, only 5 out of the 16 week 2 games didn't get to 40. So I'm hoping if the same thing repeats this year, that these aren't going to be three of those five. But I don't see any indication why these particular teams would be the ones that would be the ones to not get to the 40-point mark. So that's what I'm going. I'm sticking with these.
Best of luck to everybody.
I would
I
say
like
you're pretty dialed in right now on those over-unders, Jimmy. So if you're saying these are plays, I'm definitely going to
Yeah.
tail
Throw some
you on
loot on
that.
I know Double D. He one of our the only person in chat tonight.
Does he got anything to
took some
say?
today. Double D. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's still here or not. You hear Double D? If you are, he also did some of these overs today.
Call me out.
I think they just he
Oh,
may
yeah.
have mistyped that. He may have said Daryl High. I don't know, but that's what it says. Daryl Weak.
Kick him right in the colon.
No, come on. That's not the
That's
point.
rough. That's rough.
All right, let's go back to trivia here, boys and girls.
Trivia.
From 2012 to 2018, how many quarterbacks did the Cleveland Browns draft in the first round? And the correct response was 3. Whedon in 2012, Manziel in 2014.
Baker was in
Oh,
there.
Lauren says hi. This is Lauren, FKA Realtor Lauren.
Realtor.
Formerly known.
And yeah,
FKA.
and Baker Mayfield in 2018. He wasn't 18, by the way, apparently.
Wow. I can't believe that was.
I can't believe I forgot about old Brandon Whedon.
So
So I believe was a converted wide receiver at Oklahoma State. And he might have been like 25 years old when he was
He
drafted.
was
was
definitely
an older
like
fella.
27, or was he in like Winky territory?
He was an older fella.
Now, wait a minute here. So Richie said 3.
I know I said
Son
3.
of a
And then
bitch.
he added Johnny Manziel, quote, show me the money, bitches. And then he is also still advocating that Texas become its own state. I feel like Alex Trebek would, or, on SNL Jeopardy.
Yes.
Yeah. When he's dealing with Burt Reynolds. Or Sean Connery.
That's us.
Yeah.
Sean Connery.
You
That's
just
what
got
I
to give
feel
me
like.
a category and I'll make fun of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Like
D-Dub said
Tex
2.
ass quarterbacks.
D-Dub said 2. Thanks, Tones.
Yeah, so I'm the loser. I'm the
And
loser
Tones
here.
said 3. So
I'm the loser. It's
you
me.
are the loser. It's you.
Oh, wow.
As
Hey.
Taylor Swift famously said, you are the loser.
Don't-
It's you. Thanks for playing. You're buying the beer.
Don't blow the streak of quality beers.
Dude, there's no way you're going to be able to outdo that.
Nobody's going to go back to
Has
that.
Daryl
with
brought
this.
in a quality beer yet?
The one
Yeah, the
was
Mexican.
average. Yeah, the Mexican
That was
was
okay.
average. That was an average one.
It was
You
okay.
guys didn't really like that
It
one.
needed lime.
I gave it a
Needed
5,
lime.
I think, or in the 5s. It was
You
average.
didn't give us lime and salt.
Yeah.
5
lime.
is average?
I think so, yeah.
That's what it is to mine. That's how I grade everything. Like Chi-Chi's, below average today.
Below. Below.
What was the first beer I brought in? Any idea?
God, I can't remember. Who brought in the
I like-
blueberry?
That was me.
That was Rich. Okay. Dang. How you doing, Lauren, by the way? Thanks for
How are ya?
participating. How are you? How are you?
How are ya?
What was that?
That was
beer you
nice of
brought
her
in?
to tune in at the end.
I think she was here the whole time. She just maybe.
No, she was out with a friend.
Oh, she was out with her friend.
I guess people are allowed to have lives, but they should still be tuning in.
Yeah. Speaking of, how is that podcast they were working on coming?
I haven't
Do they
heard
get
too
that
much. You know, she's no.
You know what the name of that
I don't
podcast
think
is?
it's-
All talk and no action.
Oh, that didn't earn any.
That's
brownie
not
Two
points.
funny things in one show, Daryl.
I think I'm back on load management.
Yeah, you are. You're,
You're
going
not
to
gonna
be
be
managing your
invited.
load.
You're not going to be invited to hang out with Rich and Lauren.
Yeah,
no
fucking back to the first BRB. Airbnb.
yeah.
Damn it.
Tell you what, though, she brings that ping pong table over.
You'll change your.
Yeah, I'll change my tune
Lauren
real
says
quick.
great. Great. We talked about it today, actually, with an exclamation point. Well, I'll have you know, Lauren, if you need consulting services, the numbers guys are available for a minor fee.
If you need an engineer, Jimmy's your guy. About $250 an hour.
I wouldn't say that.
High end.
Okay. Trivia's done. It's time for shout outs.
Shout outs.
Time for shout outs. My God. Let's do them. Richie, you're up first, my man.
Shatter.
I'm going to shout out to my man Blake Starr. He hooked me up with 2 more helmets, so I brought another one in for you guys. We got Tavon Walker here.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick.
That is cool.
Jacksonville, number 1 pick, 2022. I think Hutch has been a little better than him, but
Yeah, I think the
You want
Lions
it on,
got the better deal
on that
there.
one?
You like that matte finish?
I do like it. It's
That's
kinda
cool, yeah.
That's
yeah.
pretty sweet.
The visors make the helmet, though, right? Am I wrong on that?
That's pretty badass.
Yep. So we were driving through Petoskey. I won back-to-back helmets. I was pretty excited about that. So shout out Blake. I do your taxes.
Shatter.
You're the bomb. And then to the... I'm leaving right after the show because we have an early morning tournament in Dakota. So shout out freshman Ike volleyball team starting their season tomorrow.
Go BB.
Yeah, baby.
Shatter.
Shout out.
Daryl?
I'm sorry, Daryl. Yeah.
Me. Shoot, I didn't really plan anything for this segment.
You don't need to. You don't have to shout somebody out. It's just an option if you want it.
Shout out. I'm going to go through my week real quick. Let's see.
Let's start with Sunday morning.
Sunday.
Let's cut the tones and come back to Daryl.
Yeah, how about that? Don't go for it.
I'll shoot somebody out.
Oh, all right. All right.
Your boy, Lata Time.
But the cop.
Shatter.
He had us out for a, not us, just me, really.
He didn't have
invite
me
any of you
anywhere.
three out,
No,
but-
I
didn't make the cut.
in that.
Lada,
we
what's
had
up,
us out
man?
for a little getaway.
Okay.
Caseville?
Romantic? How was the bed?
Springy?
I'm not going to postulate on that.
All right. All
But
right.
nevertheless,
I'd postulate
in
all
fact,
over that.
you know, from the year before, air conditioning. So, I mean, yeah, it's
Oh, it's
gained an
upgraded?
extra half a star.
Didn't have AC before. Now it added AC.
In-room unit.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
Shatter.
Played a little golf, Caseville Golf. I'm not going to call it a country club
Caseville CC.
because it's one of those ones where they cut everything at the same length. You know, the greens, the fairways, the rough. It's all
Cut the
cut at
okay.
the same.
That makes it easy.
Yeah, shaggy greens and short rough.
Yeah, baby.
So
What's that?
I don't-
Austin
not
Powers?
sure what's going on, but
Shag,
nevertheless.
Oh, I get it. Shaggy.
It's Shaggy.
And then I would postulate on Cheeseburger Fest. I mean, sure, they're cheeseburgers in some sense of the form, you know,
Okay.
a piece of meat.
Was that
and some
going on last week when we were up
Yes.
there? It was?
Yes.
Did you go?
I did.
What, you didn't like it?
Got a cheeseburger.
What kind of cheeseburger?
Huh?
I would, if this was Rich and it was a different segment, he would say that the burger he had to wait 15 minutes for, so he wasn't happy about that, and then came out with the sautéed onions, even though he ordered it plain. And
Is he a complainer? Is that what you're doing?
so
Are you kidding me?
you'd be postulating. That's all. And so
Unbelievable. This is, what do you call that when you say something about someone that's not true? Give me the
Slander?
slander.
Slander, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
libel.
not good.
I'll eat anything. This
Libel-
guy- talking about Daryl
Libel's
didn't
written.
Libel's written.
Slander's
Slander.
spoken, right?
flag.
So I guess I'd give old lad of time a shout out,
But the cop.
and his
Shatter.
old lady who you went to high school with.
I did. Yes, I went
Yeah.
to. She had a different last name back then, but yeah,
Yeah.
we went to high school together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Small world.
That was probably when she was cool.
Whoa, when she
BL,
was cool.
Before lad of
Wow.
time. BLT.
Before
She met Lada, and
Before
then
lad of time.
it all went
Well,
downhill
you
for
know,
Joy.
it's just-
Okay.
It's
BLT.
kind of the,
Okay.
Yeah.
I retract Daryl's shout out for not being invited. So,
I guess we could do that. Yeah, we have veto. Shout out veto authority.
Lada, it's coming back, buddy.
BLT, before lad of time. I like that.
Yeah, you could write that down. That's
It's
pretty good.
It's a good sandwich.
It is. Yeah, it's one of the tasty ones.
BLT.
By the way, if you guys are, it's Cleveland 8, Philadelphia 10, with 6:09 left in the third. The over on that game was 37, I believe.
Wow, trending under.
Yeah, it's trending under. I'm keeping a close eye on it here. Tones.
Shatter.
As mentioned, it was my birthday yesterday, but that's not the reason for my shout out. Back in 2006, I got my pet kitty. Turned out to be my favorite buddy, named Cujo, not after Stephen King's novel / movie, but over my favorite NHL goalie of the time, Curtis Joseph, and slept by me every night, loyal companion, 17 years of unwavering support, and slept next to me an estimated 6,000 plus nights.
Holy cow.
I had to put him to rest yesterday morning on my birthday. Rest in peace, Cujo. We'll see you in heaven, buddy.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Cujo.
What a pussy.
He was a great. Oh, come
He
on.
was a good pussy.
He was a great
Great,
cat.
was
great
good,
pussy
He
cat.
was a great cat. I knew Cujo.
Yeah.
One of my faves. One of my faves.
I'm just happy you're not laughing at any of that, Jimmy. You got
Where
that.
do you get this from?
He only laughs at
Yeah,
humans.
Where do you get
He
this
only
from?
laughs at humans
Man,
dying.
jeez, oh Pete. Oh,
I
by
wanna-
the way,
wait,
When
I
did
wanna-
shout outs become like over death? Like,
I want to do a belated shout out to Anthony. Happy birthday. Happy belated.
Shatter.
yeah, you stole my
Belated
shout
birthday.
out. Shout out to Tones. Happy birthday,
Shatter.
Oh,
buddy.
I stole
Tones,
it.
4-1.
I stole it.
Also, shout out Double D for chiming into the chat. Like I said, I didn't know he knew how to use
I
chat.
did.
That's great.
Shatter.
I would have never guessed.
I'm really
that.
impressed by this. I wonder if that was him. Maybe that was Jill doing that. I don't know.
It's probably
But
let's send
shout out
them.
to
We got
that.
6 wings to send them.
Yeah, we do. Hey, if you
Serve
want
him
to
up
come
a-
on by the studio, we got some wings
Serve him
left
up a
over.
bowl of
Swing by.
colon blow.
Oh, colon talk.
We got extra Mr. Pita too, or Pita Pet, or
We
whatever.
do. Yeah, we have extra Mr. Pita
Oh, really?
down there.
What,
and
we got some extra?
yeah, we got some extra. So, who did I? Double D, Tones,
Shatter.
Uncle Vinny, happy birthday.
Shatter.
Soccer Joe, Carolina/Soccer Joe, for giving all those movies. He put some work into this. Put them all in a spreadsheet. I didn't tell you. He sent
that was
them
the
over to me.
research
Yeah.
and,
all
and
linked
work,
to
so
IMDb like
I guess the
that.
props.
Yeah. So thanks for that. That was cool. We'll definitely use that. And then also, I'm going
a
to
hype
shout
video.
out Lauren
Shatter.
for joining us in the chat tonight. So shout out FKA Realtor Lauren. Now just Lauren.
What was the name of her podcast again?
It was the All Talk and No. What was it?
No action.
No action. The All Talk and No Action podcast. All right, guys, we've done all the damage we're going to do. We are going to be
Sorry,
back
Lori.
here. And by the way, there's going to be some changes to the studio a little bit.
Oh, we're gonna refresh it up.
We got some refreshing to do.
15?
Yeah.
For our Quince and Euro.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
You
but
know, we've doubled the average podcast. So
we have. So I think we were due
The
for a little
average
bit of a
podcast run.
refresh.
yeah,
You know, we're just going to try to. I'm going
Breaking
to
barriers.
try to give some more. We'll get some more space back there because we're going to be in here for a long time, especially when we're doing every NFL game and so on and so forth. So we want to make it as comfortable as possible. Feel a little less claustrophobic with.
I
you know,
appreciate that.
Yeah, so
I
we're
got
going
a
to do that.
sneak peek of the new set.
Yeah, you saw the architectural renderings.
You can't do that on television. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a good point.
One of my favorite shows. So
great show.
All
There you
right,
go.
let's end this. Thank you,
That's-
everybody, for watching. Thanks, everybody, for subscribing. See you
Sneak
next week, 8 o'clock, Thursday.